Hello, hello, welcome. Come in, come in. It's good to see everyone this week. Today is Sunday, September the 29th, and I am back in the saddle somewhat. I missed you all last week. It's been a interesting week for me. I'm not used to being out of commission like that, but I'm better somewhat, and still having a little bit of issue, but it's not as bad as it was. So I want to say welcome to you all who are in here with us this evening, as well as those who are new. If you're new, go ahead, let us know in the comments below, and we will give you a special shout out. And for the rest of you, you know how it goes. We say our greetings at the very beginning of the show, because without you all, I wouldn't have a show. And then beyond that, we will get to talking about the topic of the day. So I want to say hello to everyone that's in here this evening. I see Miss Bickham. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Always a pleasure to have you here. Natural Virgo 2012, hello to you as well. Little Miss Boutique, Latasha, Miss Debbie Kidd, Robin Bryant, Sheila Cushenberry. She says hello, Hoop Group. Miss Bickham says Gail Love. Hello, Gail Love. How are you? I haven't seen your name before. Just So Special. Hello, how are you? Thank you for joining us this evening. Angelia Baker. Hello, Miss Ethel Smith, Kingsbury Crafts. Let me make sure I said hello. Yeah, I thought I did. I'm trying to catch up on the list. Hi, my Nick Nash. Hello, how are you? Haven't seen you as well. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Nancy Faust from Iowa. Hello, hello. Juanita Boatwright. Hello there. I'm Nita from South Jersey near Atlantic City. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us, Miss Nita. We love having you here with us this evening. Thank you, Miss Bickham. I do appreciate that, because it was rough. I was struggling. My Nick Nash says new to your live from Tejas. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening from Tejas. Miss Tori says, hey, Miss Tori. Sharon M. Hello, how are you? Thank you for joining us this evening as well. A Garden for Mom. Hi, how are you this evening? Thank you for joining us. Miss Dorothy Gaston is in here from the STL. Thank you for joining us this evening. Lovely to have you here. Juanita, thank you. I appreciate your well wishes. I'm trying really hard to get there, even to the point of changing my diet. Oh my God. I'm struggling. Miss Deborah, hello, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Miss Dorothy. I appreciate that. I miss you all very, very much last week. I was like really sad that it was to the point I couldn't sit and I couldn't even lay down. My back was just like completely out, and still not 100% sure what happened, why it happened. Doctors don't know. My regular doctor, I'll be going to see him this week, so hopefully we'll get some more answers this week. But I did have an issue with low potassium. Oh my God. I know this is kind of like too TMI for some folks, but my potassium was really low, and it was causing me to almost pass out, and it was like several times over. I don't pass out, that's not something that I do, so that was like really weird and very scary for me. So yeah, but like I said, glad I'm better, back in the saddle, and hopefully we can rock and roll from this point forward. Let me see. Beverly Smith says it's your first live. Welcome, Miss Beverly Smith. Thank you for joining us this evening. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. We would love to have you join us. Miss Carol Coleman, hey, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Deborah Lewis says hello, even everyone. Hello, Under the Chandelier Venue and Rentals. Well, hello, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I haven't seen your name here either, so we love having you here. Gail Love says, I'm excited, glad you're feeling better. Thank you. I appreciate that. Y'all just, I missed my family. Debbie D. Hey, Debbie D. Oh, no, buffering. I don't show any frames being dropped yet, so hopefully it's not me. If anyone else is having buffering, let me know. I made a boo-boo here in the studio yesterday, so it could be me. I don't know. So So yesterday my mom came to help me work on some shirts that I was supposed to have been getting sublimated, a large order, and we started working on them, and I cut my heat press on, and then something came up. I can't remember what it was, but we did like one shirt, excuse me, or something like that, and then I was like, ooh, I need to go do ABCXYZ. And so we left. I forgot to turn off my heat press, y'all. 385 degrees all night long. I only have that one little AC for this room, and it struggled to try and keep it cool in here until I came in here. I dare say I came over here about 5 o'clock today. So that thing's been on almost 24 hours non-stop, and it heated it up in here. So if you see me shiny or something, it's because it is hot. So I was like, oh no, I could not believe that I left that darn heat press. That was so dangerous, first of all. And then second of all, it's not cooling it off, you know, because the air conditioner couldn't keep up. So saying all that to say, my laptop gets really, really hot when I'm doing videos. So it may buffer. I hope not. I have a fan that I keep on it all the time, but it may buffer. So hopefully not. That would suck. But if it does, let me know and we'll see about switching over to something else. Ronnie's Raps, hello, how are you? Better than ever. Finally got to see you live. Well, welcome. Thank you. Glad that you are better than ever. Appreciate you being in here with us this evening. Miss Pearl Lucas, hello, how are you? Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Miss Phenomenal Creation says hello. Mom of 12 says hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you, Miss Debbie D. I appreciate that. Stacy G, hello, how are you? Teresa Jackson says good afternoon, glad to see you. I got my PE 800 and Singer C430 finally. So you know what that means. We are ringing the bell for your new babies. Congratulations, Miss Teresa Jackson, on your PE 800 and your Singer C430. Congratulations. Yes, we're gonna be doing some embroidery over there, so yes, please be sure to let us know when you have new projects. Be sure that you are joining the hoop group. Why do I have such a mess on my screen right now? Let me turn that off first of all. And nope, don't want that. I need to get the thing on here to let you know. Okay, so thebabiesbooty.com. This is the title, but it's thebabiesbooty.com. You can go there, sign up for the hoop group, and as soon as I find it, I'll turn that on. And then you guys can go there, post pictures of the projects that you've been working on so that you can share it with us. We would love to see what you're working on. Also answer any questions that you may have there in the group. So please be sure to keep us updated on your new baby and the projects that you're doing. Let us see. Juanita Boatwright says it's hard to change your eating habits, but the results are well worth it. I can confess the struggle is real. Yes, I know. And this is the sad thing. It wouldn't be the first time, because about a year ago, I think it was, my husband and I decided to go vegan, and I ended up, we did good for about 6 months. He did better for longer. I only lasted about 6 months, and then I switched to being vegan. So, you know, where that means I eat what I want to eat, you know, so because it's what I want, so I'm vegan. So I've been vegan since then. And it hasn't worked out very well, because I did feel a difference. So I'm going to do more plant-based, just to see how it works with my other ailments, blood sugar and whatnot. So you know what, Sheila Cushionberry, that is something I did think of doing before. Plug the heat press into a timer so it goes off at a set time if you forget. I definitely have considered that. I will, oh, Miss Bickham, you ain't ever lying about that fire thing, because I would have been real sad. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, too much equipment, too much thread, too much all kind of stuff here to go wrong if indeed there was a fire. That would have sucked. But I'll have to see if I can find a timer that will let me plug such, because there's a lot of juice that goes through that thing, and cut it off. But yes, I have thought of that. So at any rate, I am definitely working on trying to get things together. Miss Eartha Lewis, hello, how are you? Diana Henderson says hello to everybody. Thank you, Miss Phenomenal Creations. Scooby Doo, hey Scooby Doo, welcome, welcome. Penny Gum, hello, nice to see you as well. Don't recall seeing your name. Thank you for joining us this evening. You're welcome, Teresa. And So Crafty, hello, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Leanne at frontier.com, hello. Snow in Nevada, we were at 90 degrees today. I was so sad. I don't want it to be snow either, because that means it's really cold in order for it to snow, but it was 90 stupid degrees. I'm like oh, I work better when it's cooler outside. So yeah, one day will be soon. Scooby Doo says you're vegan too. Sweet. Hopefully I can stay vegan this time and not switch more so to Megan. PJ Coppage, hello, hello. How are you? How are you? Yeah, no fire in the she shed, and I don't want a she shed either. I love the she shed that I have, so I am cool. Joanne Imperator, hello, welcome. I hope I did not trash the last name. I apologize if I did. And Sharon Davenport from deep Northeast Texas, welcome. And I hope everything is well there with the tropical system that went through there last week. So right, Scooby-Doo, the machines, that's why I said I need to check and make sure from an electrician that I can plug it into a timer, or at least set a timer on my phone, say, hey, were you in the studio, is your heat press off, so that I can come and check or whatever. Oh, I said it correctly. Sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But at any rate, how is everyone this evening? I've been working with a couple of folks while I was down on the concept of starting a t-shirt business. Not me myself, but they were. And one of the biggest questions that I get from people is, what type of t-shirt business should I do? And I'm looking around because I meant to get a transfer close to me and I didn't, and now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, a completely different transfer is out in the larger part of the studio in the warehouse, and I don't have it right here beside me, but I will definitely grab that before we finish today so that you can see the options that are out there. Now, for those of you who are who do shirts and stuff like that, because I also do blankets and shirts and hats and the whole nine on the embroidery machine, there are a few of you in here who have a business as well where you do vinyl, and a lot of you jumped on the sublimation bandwagon and have been doing sublimation as well. Kudos to you for that, because I've been having a ball, with the exception of my machine breaking on me last week, but the replacement did come on Thursday of last week, and that's the, wherever, can you see? No, yes, okay, so that's the replacement right here. So there is a new baby back there. The old baby is sitting right there in this big colossal size box, and I'm gonna have to ship that out to FedEx tomorrow so that it can go back and get some fixing. But sublimation has been pretty cool. The light switch for a shut off checklist, so you'll remember to do a shutdown upon leaving. That's smart. On my door out, going out the door, I need to do that, especially since I have sublimation signs that I can do. How cool is that? So the sublimation is a lot of fun. The only thing is, and that's where this topic of conversation is going to go today. So tonight we'll be discussing the different options that are out there and the drawbacks, the positives of course, but then the drawbacks, because I think it's really important to know that. We've discussed it a little bit in times past, off and on in our conversations, but I kind of wanted to dive into it a little bit deeper and see what all else there is out there and how it works. Okay, because we did do a tour, right? So not sure if you're new to the channel, if you haven't seen, about 3 weeks ago I was live at a t-shirt store where they actually do t-shirts there on the spot for people, and they do vinyl, which vinyl is the norm. Like, this is a vinyl t-shirt here, but this is glitter vinyl. So when you do glitter vinyl, you have to layer your colors with the different colors of vinyl and cut them out in the shapes of the different layers. So it's not just one thing that you're pressing. If you have a 6 color design where you're going to have to press a shirt 6 different times for the most part to get your design lined up properly and all that jazz. So it can be a whole process, right, in order to get the design that you want on a t-shirt. This one was really simple. It's one color, one layer. You press it, you go on about your business, and the customer is good, right? But again, if I wanted other colors, like I really intended for this to be 2 colors. I wanted a background under the glitter of another color, but my smart self did black as the background to this, and the black, I was like, after I cut it, I was like, oh no, what good is black gonna do on a black t-shirt? But now that I look at it, it could have worked because this black is a smidge darker than the t-shirt, so you would have been able to see the background. But the fact still remains that this is a whole nother layer that you would have to do on the t-shirt with vinyl. All right, now the other drawback that drives me up the wall with vinyl is what I'm doing now. I am weeding. I'm taking off the vinyl that I don't want on the t-shirt and leaving the vinyl that I do want on the t-shirt, and I'm weeding off that extra. So weeding is something some people love to weed. All right, so like the lady that I was at her t-shirt shop, Miss Shawn, she loves to weed. She said this is her therapy, to sit down and pick out all these little sections that are in the design that you cut out that you don't want on the shirt, like these holes here. She says she absolutely loves to sit there and do that. I can't stand it. It drives me insane. I know how to do it, but it's irritating. All right, so this was supposed to go back behind the glitter because you can't put anything on top of glitter, but this was going to go behind it. So anyway, that's the other drawback to doing vinyl on t-shirts. You have to weed. All right, so if you got arthritic hands like myself, or if you just don't have the patience like myself, then vinyl just really isn't for you. And so when you're facing doing, for instance, if I said, hey you guys, if you want a hoop group t-shirt like this that says hashtag hoop group with glitter vinyl or regular vinyl, right, and I say you guys can buy t-shirts, and I decide to do the t-shirts, well then that means I have to sit and weed every single shirt, you know. And if you are facing an order of 75 shirts, it's a lot of weeding. So I don't particularly care for vinyl, but if I had to do it, I would do it, because I do have a couple of customers where I have vinyl as an option, right? So Sheila Cushionberry says her OCD right brain type A personality is perfect for weeding. Love it. Very relaxing for you. I don't like that. And Justin, hey Justin, how are you? Beverly Smith says I love weeding. It's relaxing. Scooby-Doo, weeding is therapy. Ugh, I could have used what? Are you talking to me? I'm not sure. Justin. Miss Phenomenal Creations, I do sublimation but haven't done shirts yet. Okay. My Nick Nash, oh I'm glad I'm here for that. Need to learn about sublimation. Natural Virgo 2012, I'm a newbie. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Kingsbury Craft says direct to garment, and we'll talk about that as well. Hey Maria Colon, how are you today? Your car thermometer hit 100 degrees in Augusta, Georgia. The heat wiped me out. I was just talking about that. The heat here was stupid. How you gonna be at 90 degrees? Come on, bruh. This is fall. Let's see if we can't get out of this heat wave. I know, right? Justice Squad. I should have had one to say a hashtag squad. Scooby-Doo says you do everything. So we will get into a lot of your area here shortly. Heather says, I used to make them for extra money when my kids were little. People love what I put on them. I love your videos, Eve. Thank you for your helpful information. Thank you very much. I definitely appreciate knowing that the videos are helpful. That is definitely the goal. And thank you, PJ Coppage. I just saw your message. Thank you very much. But yes, the goal is to be quite helpful on the channel. We don't want to just waste folks' time. So yeah, for sure. Now, who in here does vinyl and like it? That's what I want to know. So just, you can hashtag vinyl, or you can just say me, I do vinyl and love it, whichever way. But I would like to know how many folks in here do vinyl and they enjoy it. Maria says, I wouldn't like weed, not the little pieces either. It seems too time consuming to me. My Nick Nash, we will be getting to that as well here shortly. Jill E, hello, how are you? Sunny Webster, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Just started watching you yesterday and find everything you do fascinating. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. And Bucky Rich, you as well, welcome. Thank you. We have a lot of new folks in here tonight. Thank you so very much for joining us. That's awesome. Maria says, I don't think I would ever finish the t-shirt. Right? Sheila Cushenberry, Fitzpaul, Texas didn't get the memo. Neither did North Carolina. Teresa Jackson, what is a good site to order the vinyl for t-shirts? That depends on how quickly you want to get the vinyl. Now, I personally have a vinyl supplier right here in Charlotte. I absolutely love the fact that I can go pick up t-shirt vinyl within an hour after placing the order. I call my order in and go pick it up. But I know Amazon has vinyl. You can get Caesar vinyl, which is spelled S-I-S-E-R. It's pronounced Caesar. So Caesar vinyl is available on Amazon. So if you are a Prime member, definitely check them out. I have an Amazon link down below if you would like to use it. My affiliate link, then anything you purchase on Amazon I get credit for, and I would definitely appreciate that. But vinyl can be purchased relatively affordably on Amazon. Then you also have Caesar directly. If I'm not mistaken, you can order vinyl online directly from them. And if you want to pick up your vinyl but it's not super affordable, you can go to Michael's or Joann's Fabrics and Crafts. Both of them sell Caesar vinyl as well, but I would strongly encourage you to make sure you have a coupon that would work with it, because vinyl is pricey. Now, vinyl is pretty pricey even when I buy it from my supplier, but the difference is when I purchase vinyl from my supplier, my rolls are like 19 inches long, you know, 19 inches long, and it's a roll of a yard of fabric for about the same price that you would pay for a 12-inch roll at Joann's Fabrics and Crafts, and maybe a yard. I don't even think it's a full yard that's on that roll. So the difference is astounding when I sit back and look at, you know, how it's almost like highway robbery in a way. But I don't want to say that, because, you know, you have to get what you can get, you know. So my local supplier does ship though, and I'm trying to think of what the name of my, yeah, Caesar NA is the name of the Caesar website. If you want to go and order directly from them, it's SISERNA.com. But my local place has a website as well. I have to show you. But here is the new vinyl lineup of the colors that they have through Caesar. So here are all of the regular vinyl colors here. All right. And then over here, this is like sign vinyl. So this doesn't quite apply to what we're talking about tonight, but this is the vinyl that you would put on glasses and windows for shops. Like hours of operation could be made out of this and stuck to glass, stuff like that. That's what this is for. This isn't for wall decals where, you know, you may want to take it down later and change it out. This is permanent here, but that's not what we are dealing with. We're dealing with t-shirt vinyl tonight. And then up here we have the Easy Weed Electric. They have electric colors that are, you know, have a little bit of an extra sheen to them, a little more bite to it, and it's really pretty. And then of course down at the bottom you got your holographics. vinyl right there down at the bottom. And then over here is my favorite, and these are the glitter vinyls right here on this page. So the glitter vinyls are a lot of fun. They turn out really gorgeous on shirts, as you see the pink glitter right here. So Caesar has a gorgeous line, awesome variety of colors that you can purchase. The problem is you have to weed, and you will have to have the design in a way where you can cut it out on either a Cricut or a Silhouette or the Brother Scan and Cut or a plotter, just any, like a Graph Tech or the US cutter that you can purchase off of Amazon. So you have to have a cutter, you have to purchase vinyl, you don't necessarily have to have a heat press, but it's better to have a heat press. And your design has to be one, and you have to layer the colors and weed the stuff out. It's not hard once you get the hang of everything. It's not hard, but it is a lot of work. So that's the part with vinyl. Okay, so really quick, I'm gonna go back through and make sure I'm not missing anything. So let's see, who did we have in here? My Justin does vinyl, which we know. He came to teach us. Sheila Cushionberry, Robin Bryant. You say weeding is not bad. I weed with one hand extremely fast. I don't. I weed quickly, but I don't weed extremely fast. Miss Phenomenal Creations, Pamela Hawkins, Carol Coleman, Angelia Baker, Scooby-Doo, Dorothy Gaston, Natural Virgo 2012. No, Miss Maria, you did not hear that Blessing is sick. Blessing is sitting right there living her best life. Beverly Smith, Quinter Baby Design, welcome, thank you for joining us. And you do vinyl as well. Joanne says, I do but want to do sublimation, and we'll be talking about that here shortly. So Crafty says, I do vinyl, but like you, hate the weeding. And see, my mom likes to weed, so a lot of times I'll cut stuff out and be like, Mom, I got weeding, and she'll come and do the weeding, and I was like, yes. Berlinda Nelson, hey, first time here, welcome. I hadn't seen your name before. I want to learn rhinestones and sublimation. Rhinestones are fun, and we have shortcuts with the rhinestones, and we'll possibly get to the rhinestones tonight. Janae says, me, but I like sublimation better. Brenda Golden also says vinyl. Scooby-Doo says you use stalls. Stalls, I hear, is another good one, and I think they sell stalls at Michael's. Am I right? I think I've seen stalls somewhere. Just can't remember where right now. Carol Coleman says simple stuff. Miss Ethel Smith, I do vinyl and love it. Verlinda says specialty graphics. So specialty graphics offers vinyl as well. Thank you for the referral to them. Natural Virgo, are you going to go over bling t-shirts with hot fix stones? We can, briefly, we can. Most people though prefer your basic t-shirts, and that's where we were going to head towards that discussion. And so help me, Justin, I cannot find that. I can't remember what I did with that transfer I was going to show everybody that you gave me. So hopefully I'll think about it and we'll have it so that you guys can see it, because I think it's really cool that you get to see that. A garden for mom, I've done vinyl once and loved it. I just need more time to create, busy work schedule. Yes, definitely. But there are a lot of pre-made designs that are out there that take a lot of the guesswork out of it and make it more fun. So those are pretty cool. I do like that. Sheila Cushionberry, if we go through your affiliate link, do you get credit for any items we order? Yes, ma'am, that is correct. So whenever you go through the affiliate link and make purchases on Amazon, then anything that you order, I want to say for an hour or two after you click the link, automatically credit to the person's link that sent you to Amazon in the first place. Teresa Jackson says, what do you use to cut letters? What machine is best? Well, when you're saying what machine is best, I don't particularly say this machine is better than that machine. And the reason why is because I know from experience, you kind of have to go with what you can afford, right? So it would be I could say, well, the best machine you should get is a Versacam, and the machine is $7,000, but it's the best thing out there. It cuts perfectly, and you should go get it. But that's not the way I operate, because I know, just like me, a lot of folks watching are trying to start their business. They're just starting out, and they don't have that budget of a few $1,000s to just go and get a actual high-end cutter. In my opinion, from what I've heard, GraphTech is the best. I've used the GraphTech. The GraphTech is a great machine. But when you're dealing on a home-based budget and you're just starting out, I would say go with what you can afford. Right now, Cricut and Silhouette is having new equipment and new stuff coming out by the end of the year. So both of them have pretty competitive prices online right now. I was shocked because last week, before I got sick, I was researching cutters because I wanted to get a new machine, and I was trying to decide if I was going to get a new Cricut because I already have two, and I know how to use it, or if I was going to get the Silhouette, which is kind of really what I want. But the problem is I want to wait till the new Silhouette comes out. So I'm gonna have to, you know, figure out my budget and decide which route to take. But the thing is, they're both, the current versions are pretty affordable right now, so either one is a good option. Now, I have always said that I would go with Silhouette because Cricut it forces you to have the internet in order to do your work and cut stuff out. So if something happens and somebody hit a pole and the cable goes out, or whatever, for whatever reason you lose your internet, well, then you were screwed. You couldn't do any work. Well, they fixed that now. So somebody somewhere was listening to the complaints and the cries of folks just like me. So because they've made that switch to where you can do work even from your desktop, it's like, ooh, man, but I still have Cricut, so why not stay with Cricut? So I don't know. That's a toss up, but from what I understand, Silhouette is the better choice for a lot of different reasons. But that's a personal opinion, and I'm a firm believer in go with what you can afford. I mean, firm believer in that, because I know for a fact that a person going out and getting into debt based off of what could happen and that the business could get better is just not a wise decision. It really isn't. So you want to let the business make money as economically sound as possible in the beginning. Then as your business grows and you're starting, like, you get orders after orders after orders and you can't keep up, well, then yeah, add another machine to the mix. And this time, if you have the money saved up, go ahead and get that bigger cutter machine or the better quality cutter machine. So there are other options out there, but for the average home person, you can go out there and get a Cricut Air. If I'm not mistaken, I saw that Cricut Air was like $179 or something like that. The Air 2, and then the Silhouette was around about the same price. I was just like pleasantly surprised, and I did not end up getting either machine yet, but at some point I want to, because my Cricut Air 2, when I bought it, I never tried the print and cut option, and then a couple of months after, I did try the print and cut option. I did try it, and it didn't work, so I just got frustrated and left it alone. Well, fast forward almost a year and some, I tried the print and cut option again and could not get it to work. Called Cricut and was like, hey, look, my print and cut isn't working, can you help me figure this out? And they walked me through all the steps and everything, all their troubleshooting, and she was like, oh, well, it's defective. And I'm like, okay, cool, so now what do I do? And she was like, nothing, I mean, it's out of warranty. So, you know, sorry. I was like pretty disappointed. I kind of understood, but I was really disappointed because I'm like, I've never been able to get it to work, and they didn't care. They was like, oh, well, sorry. You know, so that was one of the other reasons why I was looking at doing something different than Silhouette, but I really want this print and cut option. All right. And we're going to get into that as well, because the print and cut option is a good reason and another form of vinyl that you can use to get into doing t-shirts, right? So we'll get into that too if it doesn't get too late. Um, Janae says Matt from the Rhinestone World is great. Matt is awesome. He sells cutting machines on his website. Debbie Kid, I hate vinyl. Me and Debbie Kid are right about the same. Marianne Caesar, okay, will not sell to consumers. I did not know that. So even if you have an account, they won't sell to you directly. I don't know, but they have it in their book, which is why I referred to it. So that kind of is interesting. Lorna Putt, Heat Transfer Source, has great sales every Friday on heat transfer vinyl. Thank you, Lorna, for that referral. Pamela Hawkins, hello, the Vinyl Spectrum. Excellent prices, customer service, and super fast shipping. And we all love super fast shipping. Jacqueline Island, hello, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Debbie D says, me, I just got an upgrade to a Cricut maker. Congratulations, Miss Debbie D. Do we need to ring the bell for you and your Cricut maker? Congratulations! Woo! We ring the bell for all new babies, not just embroidery machines. So if you're new and you get a new baby, whether it be a heat press, a cutter, an embroidery machine, even sewing machines, we want to help you celebrate, because that's a big milestone to purchase equipment for your business, or even if it's not business and you're just starting out and want to, you know, have some fun. Well, we want to celebrate with you. So that's a big moment to get a new baby. Justin says he does signed vinyl and t-shirt vinyl. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Salty Gravy. Well, hey, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Haven't seen your name before. Anita Ware, hello, how are you? Welcome. Willa Allen, woo, I made it. Howdy, everyone. Well, howdy, Miss Willa. Thank you for joining us this evening. Bickham says, I have to get me another one of those cards. I have an old one and so many of the colors are missing. Yeah, my place charges for this. I think it's like $8 for the book, but it is well worth it. I promise you it's well worth it. I absolutely love it. Marilyn Ray, hi even everyone, late but got here. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you. Lorna Putt says, I do vinyl, sublimation, and embroidery. So welcome. That's awesome. Not Michael's that you know of. Okay, I saw that vinyl somewhere. I just can't remember where I saw it. Brenda Abraham, oh gosh, so happy to stumble on here. I want to learn the t-shirt business. Yes, well, t-shirts are awesome. They're a lot of fun and it's big money. Very, very, very big money. And I really want to get into more the different versions. So I'm gonna go through this really quick and then we'll talk about it. Justin says, do you need me to bring it? That would be nice, Justin. That would, but I'm gonna say no for right now, because then I had to get up, open the door, and the whole nine. Is just crazy. Gail Love says hashtag vinyl. Yas. My Nick Nash, yes, just starting out. Brenda has a silhouette still in the box. Well, we're gonna help you break that thing out, man. We like cutting on that silhouette. The new one silhouette is out through Swing Design. Woo, I'm gonna have to see. I know the pre-order was there, so I was considering that. Cricut is in beta testing for the offline version now. I did download it, so I haven't tried it yet because I've been just like overwhelmed with work, and then when I was sick I didn't touch any of that. So I definitely want to try it. The Cameo 4 is out, but the 20-inch is not available until late next year. Oh no, I thought it was going to be this year. That was kind of what I was waiting on, the bigger one. Well, maybe not. People have been getting the Cameo 4 now. I did not know that. Well, with me being down and out, I ain't been looking at none of that. You cannot use a coupon for any Cricut items at Joann's or Michael's, but the Caesar vinyl is not a Cricut vinyl. So can you use the coupon for the Caesar vinyl? I'm sure people would love to know that. Beverly Smith, I love Cricut, but I don't like the print and cut size, which was another drawback we were going to get to. Michael C, I'm using the beta desktop and it still requires me to be connected to the internet. It won't start up until I'm connected. It says you need an internet connection. Yeah, and that definitely does suck. But after you're on and it verifies your account or something like that, does it allow you to work offline? Was my question. Continue to use Cricut offline. How do you create a 2-color rhinestone design in Silhouette? Okay, so you're asking about creating a design more so than purchasing a design, and I'm gonna hurt Justin. Purchasing a design and layering, or are you talking about actually putting two different, creating a design from scratch? Miss Jacqueline, let me know. Scooby-Doo says, I use a Graphtec for small stuff and a Stratojet Shark flatbed for signs, etc. and a Roland print and cut for banners. Roland, that's the other cutter that I hear named a lot, saying that's a really good cutting machine. Miss Phenomenal Creation says, I started with Cricut Expressions and now I have 3 silhouette cameos and I love it. D Johnson, how about the Brother Scan and Cut, which I have that as well. Y'all, I used it for the first time today. I've had my Scan and Cut for a year, a whole blame year, and never used it. Well, I tried to use it and it was never successful with it. And Miss Stephanie with Clever Dog Designs, I refer to her all the time here on this channel for So Art. She also does scan and cut videos, and I called her today or messaged her today, and she was awesome, walked me through and helped me solve the problem, and I was able to cut with my scan and cut. Ooh, it was really cool. I cut these out. These are going on Sublimation shirts for the Festival of India here in Charlotte. I have 75 shirts to do, and I did not want to cut each one of them circles out by hand. I'm trying to tell y'all, I was desperate. So yes, the scan and cut is awesome. Verlinda says, no, they will not. Okay, did not know that. Hey, Jalil is in the house. Afro-Colombian, thank you. You have to be an authorized seller with a contract with Caesar. Okay, did not know that. Thank you for the correction, Miss Marianne. Jennifer H, hello, how are you? Justin says 24 inches start with 190 with a laser. That's, see, and that's the route I'm kind of leaning towards, is going bigger. Hello from Alabama. Roll Tide, Charlottesville says 95 there today as well. Yes, this is crazy. Caesar asked for vendor's license. I wish they changed. They right off the street. Oh, that would have been awesome if they sold right there. You guys, I'm gonna go open the door for Justin. Give me 1 sec, and that'll also let me grab a hold of the other transfer I wanted you guys to see. That is also a part of vinyl and doing vinyl on shirts. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, sorry, I had to reconnect my sound, but Justin should be in here shortly whenever he gets here. So vinyl, going back to talking about vinyl, there are options that make it a little bit easier. One of the dreaded things that people don't like about vinyl is weeding, right? Weeding is one, but the layering process is a huge pain in the bahookie. That's another thing people don't like with doing vinyl. Okay, so one of the alternatives, which is what I was complaining about with my Cricut, is using it as a print and cut. So what print and cut is, with vinyl, there is a special vinyl that you can run through a printer, like your home printer, and you can print a picture on it, and then you can tell Cricut, okay, well, I'm printing this out, need you to cut it out, and then you lay it on the Cricut mat, and Cricut already knows what it's supposed to cut, and it will cut along the design, and you won't have any edges or anything like that that you have to worry about, but you still have to weed it. Okay, so here is a print and cut right here. Now this I actually ordered from the shop that I did the live tour at when I was about 3 weeks ago. So Sean printed these, and it's called Kiss Cut when you cut right up, or Fussy Cut right up on it. So she did this for me. All right, and so this is vinyl. This is printed vinyl, and her machine prints a better quality, and her cutter prints way bigger. So this was a whole this is just one sheet. I had other sheets as well. So with this type vinyl, I would have to peel it off, and then once I peel it off, then I press it to the shirt. So I tried transfer tape. That did not work with this. And this was actually my first time using this method, right? So this is the vinyl, and you just peel it off. This is not sticky at all, none whatsoever. And then once you peel it off, then you press it, lay it face up on the shirt. You don't have to mirror this, and then you press it to the shirt and go on about your business. I don't have to layer blue, green, and white because it just prints it just like it is. The only thing with the printable vinyl is it's white. So if you want colors, you have to print the colors, and it doesn't print white. So it just uses the white background and leaves that negative space to create the white effect as if it printed white. So this is printable vinyl. Okay. Hey, Rhonda CW, how are you? True print and cut is like the rolling. It prints and cuts on the same machine. Now that's dreaming big. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's a big dream, something I would have to work towards. Where do you buy your vinyl, Miss Jacqueline? I purchased it from, it's screenprintresource.com. That's the name of the website where I order and can go pick up here locally, and I'll try and put that up on the channel so that you guys can see that. But Screen Print Resource is local here in Charlotte, and that is where I go get my vinyl from. But I don't purchase their print and cut because my machine, my Cricut, doesn't do print and cut, unfortunately. So let me, that's what was supposed to go here, sorry. I'm gonna put that in the chat somewhere right here. So here is the link, Screen Print Resource, can't spell source.com. Pretty sure that's right. I'll have to double check it later. But screenprintresource.com is where I go and get my stuff. So Christy says you're so funny. I don't know what I said. I'm saying crazy stuff all the time. Don't pay me no attention. D Johnson, hi, I'm new. Welcome, D. Thank you for being new and coming here with us. I have the Cricut, Brother Sewing, Embroidery, and the Easy Press, and the Mini. I saw the Mini. It's so cute. Made a lot of stuff. Going to get a Cricut for my cake business. And yes, the Cricut is awesome for a lot of stuff. It really is. Shayna says that's bad customer service from Cricut, especially since you send so many customers their way. Honestly, there is not enough hours in a day to learn Silhouette program. Therefore, Cricut for life for me. See, and I never thought about learning the Silhouette program being difficult because I haven't used it yet. So that's pretty interesting. But yeah, as far as Cricut, I get it. So it, no sweat. It happens. And if I had have known that I could do that or knew how to do that, then that would have been on me because I should have tried it, but I didn't know. So it's no big deal. I'm not worried about it. Marianne says Michaels will be having a buy one, get one for 50% off for Cricut in October. So if you're going to get Cricut accessories, then is the time to do it. Bickham says I was able to use my coupon with the Caesar vinyl I bought 2 weeks ago. Okay, so that's good. Was that at Joann's or Michaels? Michael C, you can trick your Cricut to use a full page print and cut. I do that when I make stickers for customers. So if you know how to do that, and I know there's videos out there because now that you mention it, I have seen that you can do that, but because I can't print and cut, I haven't been able to successfully try it. So I don't know how that works, but I do know there are videos out there on how to get your Cricut to cut bigger. So yes, that is absolutely correct, Mr. Michael C. Jennifer H says yes, you can use the coupon at Michael's for Joann's and Joann's for Caesar. I went this evening. It's 40% off right now, and I had a 25% off purchase coupon. So in other words, I should have been shopping with you. PJ Coppish says I want the Brother Scan and Cut so bad. It's an awesome machine. I know it's awesome. I've seen it work and I know what it can do, but I did not have the time to learn it. But I had to learn it tonight because I refused to cut those things out by hand. I'm telling y'all, I was not trying to hear it. Anita Ware, I do not think you can use a coupon at Joann's for any cutting machine accessories. No, not without it saying, it has to say that it can be for Cricut. So you're right. Eric Boyle says, can we see Justin? Justin is probably going to be here shortly if he isn't already. I don't know. I just unlocked the door so that he can come in. Michael C, has anyone figured out a way to use the maker to cut out embroidered key fobs, like the key fobs from off with their threads? Now see, I know I can do that with the actually I've cut them out. No, I cut out the pieces. I did not cut them out on the Cricut after the fact, but the scan and cut can do it after the fact. So I haven't done it, I'm sorry, and I don't have a maker, so I don't know how that will work. Yolanda Williams says, hi, love your videos. Thank you, I appreciate that. I am looking to start embroidery and want to know what are the first supplies I would need to get started. Thanks in advance. The first things you would want to get a hold to would be stabilizer, your needles, and your threads. I mean, because you really can't operate effectively without any of that. So there is a link in the description below to my Amazon storefront. You can use that to shop and see the different materials that I suggest and use actually frequently. I don't have anything on there that I don't use, with the exception of the newer embroidery machines. I don't have those. But you are free to browse that list and it'll give you a good idea of some things that you can use in your embroidery studio. Sharita says, what software do you use for Bling for Cricut? I use Make the Cut. Okay. So we'll jump into the Rhinestones a little bit, but then we'll come back to, well, no, that was pretty much it with the vinyl that I was going to point out, because the print and cut is an excellent option if you don't want to layer. You still have to weed. Here comes Justin now. You still have to weed, but you don't have to layer. Okay, so that's cool. This is you, Justin, right? Okay. So the software for Cricut, I use Make the Cut. Make the Cut says that it's not compatible with Cricut. Will you pull that close, if you can? What? It says it's not compatible with Cricut, but it is. They lie. I don't know. Well, I know why they say that, but yeah, I'm gonna have to move all of that stuff.
You good. I'm bringing gifts. My mama cookies.
Oh, we got cookies. Yeah, like I need cookies.
No, but you gave my mother cookies. You know how I
don't need cookies. So I got this thing right here. I don't need cookies. Oh, thank you. All right, so we'll get into this in a moment.
I go one of the shirts that
Oh,
I did.
oh, you did do this one?
Yeah, that's the one that was pressed. And then at the same time, we get to see it before and after. Unless you want to try it on there, and we can do that.
No, I don't want to cut that heat press on for nothing. It's hot. All right.
Went through your garage, man. That was crazy. It's like a sauna.
Yeah, because of that, I left it on. I left it on 24 hours.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
If we ever don't have a gas furnace, we know we can use that.
Oh yeah, no, in the wintertime I'm straight. I ain't got to worry about it. I ain't worried about it.
Hi, everybody.
Yes, Justin in the house. Justin joining us this evening. Everybody, I'm sure, is going to be saying hey. Michael C says hey, Justin. Dorothy Gaston, Kingsbury Craft says hello. Scooby Doo says nice locks. PJ Coppage, hello, Justin. Yeah, Justin is a regular here. Latasha says hello as well. So the Make the Cut is what I use with Cricut, and then after I create the SVG, I upload it into Cricut Design Space. So that's what I use for Bling, but I don't make my own Bling designs. I have to emphasize that because a lot of people think I make my own and I don't. I buy designs that are already out there. That would be a whole nother step that I just really don't want to get into. So I don't make my own designs.
So I got a question for the ones that you, when you do the football things and everything like that, redesign.
Yes, that is correct.
Oh, okay, there you go.
So I do.
Thought you made them. I mean, honest God, I did.
Well, no, I do words. Like, okay, but you know, I do bling the template, but I don't make the design.
The template itself.
Yeah, I cut out the template and bling it. So now I can design letters and stuff because I have fonts that all I got to do is put words together and all of that jazz. And I got
well, you already know I'm not gonna say a football team, but remember the one that had the shoe, and then had the foot, the football, and everything from there, and it was like, oh, I am, and I was like, oh, she designed that.
No, Lord, no, no, sir, I don't design. I ain't got time. I would lose my mind trying to design that stuff and arrange all them stupid dots. You know, that's not my thing.
Because you, I mean, okay, so even with this reading that I know you hate, me and
Bling, the Rhinestone template.
Me and Miss Beckham was talking.
Oh my God!
But I mean, understandably, you may not like it, but the key thing is those are the things that need to be done, and it is. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But your passion right now is against it, and it's. I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
I mean, so I was gonna jump into what I have yet to see somebody, we ain't gonna name no names, get into is sublimation. So sublimation is the next thing.
Hey, Beckham, I told you, didn't I? I told you, didn't I?
So the next thing is sublimation. Now that's something that is really easy to do, but you kind of gotta like jump into it, right? Sounds in and out. Sorry, we probably too loud. We probably too loud. Oh, you had a whole bunch more people say, "Hey, Justin, are you on your phone?"
I don't even have my phone on me.
Oh my God. How you had pop up? Yes, I'm on my way. Well, come on.
Who's that?
My ride and die from forever.
Bring it.
Miss Bickham says, "Hey there, young man, Justin." It was something I saw. Oh, Gail.
I got the stuff too, Miss Bickham. I got it.
Gail Love says, "How do you create a bling design from scratch?" I don't.
See, I do know how to do it, but the sad part is I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I told you, it's all them stupid dots.
I mean, I don't mind the dots.
I can't stand it.
Okay, so remember when I did my daughter had just graduated and we had the Kayla and then we used the K's and then you see all them little circles?
Yes.
I didn't have a problem doing all that.
Oh, what is he?
They're just sitting there and just blah, 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 blah.
Some folk can do that kind of stuff. That's just not.
I concentrate on what it is. Anyway, so yeah.
That's not my bag
I had to
at all.
The people who weed. Some of us like it, some of us adore it, some of us hate it. But it's just like sanding. I mean, some people like sanding and some people don't.
I can't.
That's sanding.
I can't sand, so we gonna cross everything. But sublimation is really cool. Okay, for those of you who are interested in getting into sublimation, it's really cool. Those of you that want to get into sublimation, right? So sublimation it's a process where the ink turns from a liquid straight into a gas and is absorbed into the fibers of a shirt. Okay, it has to be poly, or I'm saying shirt, but in polyester, some form of polyester. Okay, so if you find something that is 100% polyester, you can sublimate it. It's as simple as that. Again, a sublimation printer, however, does not print white. Okay, there is no white sublimation ink. So therefore, you have to sublimate on a white or a light colored item. So that's the drawback to sublimation. I love sublimation because it's just simple. I mean, you can do full color pictures.
I mean, it's vivid.
Like you see that shirt, it's just amazing. You can take a picture of a person, put it on a shirt. I mean, just sublimation is like everything.
The print shirt you did.
Yeah, I had a picture of Prince.
That first one, yeah.
Yep, it's just, I mean, and you're a person's dog that may have passed that they want to remember. You can
even
sublimate
the
graduation pictures, the flags. I mean, just a full color photograph of something that you may want to remember or memorialize. I thought I had another picture back there, but I don't.
It's very vivid.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous pictures. Matter of fact, it's one of my favorites. And you can actually, there are hard substrates like coffee mugs, keychains, metal signs. There's, oh gosh, what else? Bookmarks.
I mean, you can do keychains,
towels.
You can do as chokers. It's so many
bracelets.
Things.
My bracelet.
Anything that's almost plastic.
Who asked me about this? I think it was
you got a bracelet?
Was it Miss?
Is that the bracelet?
Somebody asked me about my bracelet, and they were like,
first and then you bent it back?
"Yep, Yep. So I did my bracelet with the pictures of my family, and it's just now starting to wear off because I'm like really hard on my stuff.
Oh, and I got your first business card.
Oh yeah, my business card. I did a metal business card. So this is the type stuff you can sublimate. Okay, so sublimation is just like really cool, really awesome. It doesn't take a huge investment to get started. It really doesn't. I got my printer. When I bought my printer, it was $149.99, but now it's $179 or something. Well, I don't know what this one is. I have the 7710. Then the 7720 right now is on sale with Best Buy. No, I'm sorry, not Best Buy. Staples, but Best Buy price matches, right? So Best Buy will match Staples price of $179.99 plus if you take a printer down there, an old printer, they'll trade it in and give you a $50 credit. So you will go from $180 to $130 for a printer that's better than mine, because mine has one paper tray. The 7720 has two paper trays.
Say my 7620. That's where the two came from.
Right.
The
that's
20
correct.
Came because it was
the 7610 is one tray. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So he has a 2-tray version of the printer as well. And then the ink cartridges are what? I think I just paid $50-$60 for just the cartridges. I switched. I gave him my continuous ink system. I'm finding out folk talking junk about me behind.
No, we're not talking junk.
I'm about to kick.
Is how we take care of each other. When I tell people we take care of each other because of the love,
we do.
And as we learn new
trades,
this is what we do.
Yeah.
And if one fails, the other ones can be like, you know what? Let me go and get this or that. And that's the beauty of being part of the hoop group and the baby's booty. I mean,
squad. Yeah, we take care of each other, and that's what I
came over here too, but I wasn't trying to give you my mama cookies, but she wouldn't let me not do that.
I don't need cookies.
Them cookies
I'm doing good. I've been doing real good with my sugar.
But the thing is this: is my mama made.
Wait a minute, we're getting off topic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So at any rate, the sublimation is a lot of fun. So if you're interested in getting into that, you can get a lot of sublimation stuff, sublimation paper, because you can use regular paper to sublimate with. You can, but it is better to use sublimation paper. Okay, it really is.
That was the question that I needed to ask you, because at the same time, at one point in time, you were using regular
copy paper,
and then I was like, well, is that a difference from sublimation paper to the regular paper? And what is that difference? Is it vivid or?
Oh yeah, it is.
So this is sublimation paper.
Yes, that is correct.
And then what
Hold on, I have to. Oh my God! Now when is going in and out?
Sorry. Oh.
Am I even plugged up? I wasn't plugged up. That's why it was going in and out. Sorry.
Hello, everybody.
I apologize. Matter of fact, I'm gonna clip y'all in on something, and then that way I ain't got to worry about not having a microphone available. Hang on. So you hold on to that.
Yes.
And be on camera while I go.
I mean, you know, I'm the behind the scenes dude. I just don't want to. Hello, everybody. At the same time, I'm simple. I don't really say much. I think I could tap dance. I'm not too sure about that, but I don't know how to. What are we looking for?
I had another.
I can find with the shirt right there.
Oh well, I did want to show that shirt because that's pretty. Actually, and a picture.
What are we talking about?
I had a keychain just like that, and there were two of them. One was done with regular copy paper, and the other was done with sublimation paper. Okay, and they were both on the same keychain, so that I could show the difference.
Okay, so remember, I had the sublimation paper, and he was like, "Oh, you can use the regular paper." Remember that I had the whole packet.
Yes.
So I should use, which I haven't done yet.
I know. So, it's okay. You're busy.
Yeah, I just did a whole truck this weekend. It was,
oh yeah, that's right.
I did
so he does signs, vinyl, and stuff. Yeah,
and then running the company, and I was tired. Anyway, so long story short, the sublimation paper that I have, And instead of using the regular paper, I should use that sublimation paper.
I would suggest that, yes.
Okay.
Especially if you're doing stuff like keychains or mugs or stuff like that.
Or even the license plates.
I would use sublimation
because
paper.
I'm finna go there tomorrow.
But you can, on hard things, I would say definitely sublimation paper the whole way.
Okay.
But if you're doing t-shirts and shirts, for the most part, you can use regular paper. I don't know why shirts are fine with it.
I mean, can you really see the difference between the sublimation paper and the
on hard items, yes. On t-shirts, not really.
For real? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. T-shirts, not really. So, here is a shirt I sublimated just, this is one that I'm doing for the Indian Festival, the Indian Association of Charlotte. I have a huge order of shirts for them to do, and this is their artwork. As you see, full color. I have a better version of this, but I don't have it right here on me. So it's a front and back type ordeal, and here is the circle thing that I'm doing sublimation on these shirts. I hope he left that door open, because otherwise he done locked himself out. But fleece, like fleece blankets, the soft fleece. This is a fleece blanket that I did a picture of somebody on. So this is, I'm going to make a full blanket, and as you see, the picture turned out absolutely stunning. The picture is just like vivid and clear. You can see clearly the print of every detail of this picture, from the grass, the bushes, to the darn light fixture that's right there beside it. So sublimation is like totally awesome. I absolutely love sublimation. But the only drawback is the polyester and the white shirt, because there's a lot of folks that's like, I don't like white shirts. Can we do a dark shirt? There is a way to do dark things. Okay, so there's some stuff called Easy Subli. Okay, and it's a form of vinyl, just like I showed you the print and cut vinyl. Okay, so it's a type of vinyl that you can use sublimation ink on. But the thing is, you have to treat it the exact same way that you do print and cut vinyl. Okay, so you're still printing on the white vinyl, and if you wanted to do this type of logo, you're fine, because you can just cut really close up on it and you can make it happen, and you don't have to worry about it. But if you're doing a more detailed design, I'm trying to think of one around me that I may have that I can show you, that cutting it out, just there's not a way to cut out the design, because the design, excuse me, is so detailed you can't cut it out, you know.
Like the crown in this, like the crown in here, it's so detailed,
right,
and it's small,
so you would have to like cut around it. It's
like a circle. Some
designs just aren't gonna work even with Easy Subli. You'll still have that border, you know, and in there it just won't work with that. So the better option is a white shirt in order to do that. Or there's direct to garment. Okay, and we had someone mention direct to garment here in the chat. So direct to garment is basically the same thing. If I wanted to print out a picture on a sheet of paper, which if you want to see direct to garment being done, then go back a few videos to live, I think 2 or 3 videos lives ago, you'll see where I did the tour of the print shop, and I did direct to garment shirts there live on scene. So you can see how it works, but it's just like putting a shirt into a print, a shirt into a printer.
That thing was awesome.
That was it, you know, and it prints white ink, so it doesn't matter what color shirt. Yeah. It can go on a cotton shirt, it can go on polyester, even though the better shirt is cotton. The drawback to that is you're limited on, well, the shirt has to be pre-treated first, and that was like, to me, okay, so I have to put the shirt in a different machine, let that machine spray the pre-treat on it, take it out, put it on the heat press, barely lay the heat press element on top of it so it can dry.
Then, was that cotton?
Yeah, it was cotton. Okay. And then after it dries, then you put it into the direct to garment machine, let it print the design on the shirt, take the shirt off, put it back into the heat press, and then press the design to cure it completely in there. You got a finished shirt. Now, yes, there are ready to print garments out there where you don't have to pre-treat them first. But guess what the problem is going to be with those shirts? They're going to be expensive.
Yeah, it's because they're already pre-treated.
They're already pre-treated. So you got to pay extra for shirts when you already buying shirt. I mean, you see what I'm saying? So there's drawbacks to just about everything that are out there. So let me go back to comments again because I'm like way behind. I saw a lot of comments coming in.
We didn't cause a lot of ruckus.
Just a little bit. It's all right. Okay. Miss Brownie says hello from Michigan. Scooby-Doo says it's good to check locally for supply stores. You'll be surprised at what may be near you. You are absolutely correct, especially when it comes to thread and t-shirts, especially t-shirt suppliers. There's a lot of t-shirt suppliers throughout the country. And Sublimation as well. You'd be surprised. JDS, one of my main suppliers, they have locations all throughout the U.S. The JDS.
Mm-hmm. I got to get those shirts, and then I think I'm finna go and get some key tags. I'm gonna just see how they work out.
Okay, let me know because I may put in an order out there too.
Okay.
Jacqueline says you like vinyl too. Yes. Eddie Jr. says what's good, y'all. What up, Eddie J? Rhonda CW. You want a brother scan and cut? D says you do both iron and vinyl. Eddie Jr. Oh, he's saying hey to everybody. I'm sorry, I keep looking at that. Miss Tori says you should watch the Trick Your Machine to Print Full Pages because you don't actually use the print and cut feature. I will check that out. Well, even though my Cricut is broken.
I don't have nothing that y'all have.
No, because you have the U.S. cutter.
Yeah, my U.S. cutter, and then I got a printer. So
what's the other cutter? Is it a U.S. cutter?
Both
okay. Scooby-Doo, I get all of my supplies for embroidery from Amman, USA. I have not heard of Amman, USA. You're welcome, Yolanda Williams. Let's see. Okay, so for you, Kingsbury Crafts, Dorothy Gaston, Treasure Designs LLC. Hello, welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Michael C. PJ Coppage, Latasha, Debbie D, Maria, Callie's Cotton, Yolanda Williams, Marianne Reddick says, Justin McCoy, good to see you. Janae Petty. All these folks is Eddie Jr., Anita Ware, Angelia Baker. All of these folks says hello to you.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know what you was kept reading. I'm like, it's a year.
Yes.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank you.
Joanne doesn't sell Caesar. Okay, my bad. I apologize. I don't buy it at the store. I know I saw it somewhere, so it must be just Michael's. All right, let's see. Okay, I already asked that question. Arrange those stupid dots, laughing out loud. Yeah. Sorry. I am having trouble finding bling stuff near me so I can experiment. PJ Coppage, that is another drawback to Rhinestones. Okay, so Rhinestones, there isn't anywhere local. Unless you're in Florida. Florida, there is a place in Columbia where you can buy from a lady that sells some stuff. But Florida has the Rhinestone World, and they also have Coleman and Company, who is also another rhinestone company. There's a place in Texas that sells rhinestones, a lady out of her garage. But there are very few places where you can go. Amazon sells bling as well. I even have a lady that I was referring folks to buy bling on Amazon. So you can even get some decent stuff off of Amazon. But the problem is it's hard to find. It really is. So I refer everyone to becreateful.com. I'm pretty sure that link is down below, which I need to update her link. But becreateful.com, I get most of my supplies from her because she's, in my opinion, more affordable than a lot of the other places out there, especially when it comes to the rhinestones. And she has excellent quality. She makes sure that her stuff is top quality for folks who want to buy it. So when Justin wants to get in the rhinestones, he can.
Justin's not doing that.
Kingsbury Crab says, no, not too loud. Okay, I'm sorry. Miss Bickham, open up that wizard. No, ma'am. I'm not designing no bling. Paid $600 for that stupid software and just refuse to do it. I refuse. Do you understand me? Scooby-Doo, I learned designing rhinestones with Corel. Now I use the wizard from the Rhinestone World. Yeah, I have it. I just refuse. Yes, the Rhinestone World is a website. Let us see. You can sublimate on Caesar white glitter and then put that on cotton. Okay, so that's another thing which I have.
That's what Beckham. That's the reason why she wanted me to order that, and I got it for her.
Yeah,
and so she didn't. She has the 7710, and so she can go ahead and do that.
With the vinyl,
right?
Yes.
So when we go to the MBNA show, that's when she'll be able to get all that. But I didn't know that until she had mentioned that to me.
Oh yeah, white glitter. You can sublimate on, but again, not all folks like glitter. You know, so if I sublimated a picture of, you know, Justin's daughters and put it on a shirt for him and be like, here's you a sublimated shirt, Justin, and it's got glitter in the background, I don't think he'll like me very much.
No, I'll give it to my daughter because it's glitter.
But I gave it to him. Rude. So yes, you can. Marianne Reddick says you can use Oracle 651 on Dollar Tree cutting board with sublimation.
Repeat that again.
You can use Oracle 651 on Dollar Tree cutting board with sublimation. I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know.
I got white. I'm gonna try that tomorrow because at the same time I got Oracle 651 and I can sublimate on that.
That's permanent vinyl, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm about to try that. I'll probably try it tonight after we get off.
Okay.
I'll let you know because I got tons of it. You know I got tons of it.
I would love to see it because.
But that's just like, okay, so remember when you had gave me the material that was in, when you had printed on it and it was smeared?
Yes.
Okay, so if that's smeared, that's why I was like, oh, the 651, how could that not smear? So I got to check it
out. It won't smear once you press it. So
okay,
you would have to print it, I'm assuming, Marianne, and correct me if I'm wrong, print it out on sublimation paper, put the Oracle on the cutting board, and
then press it onto the vinyl. Okay, all right, okay, we're gonna try that out.
Yeah,
that's not a problem.
That's interesting.
I mean, I got tons of vinyl,
and we try. We'll try anything.
Once again, that's what we were talking about before. We try things.
Yeah, we'll try stuff. So you know, I'm gonna look into that, Miss. He'll look into that, Miss Marianne.
I'm gonna do it tonight.
So yeah, that sounds cool. Marianne Reddick says I subbed on a galvanized metal sign by applying a layer of polyacrylic first. And see, I went and bought some polyacrylic to try it out, but obviously either number one, I was impatient and didn't let it dry long enough, or I did it wrong, incorrectly. So it didn't work for me, but that's not to say I won't try it again, but I just haven't had time to try it again.
Is that the one that when I gave you the license plate, you tried it on the license plate?
No, license plate, I didn't try any coating on it. I just tried the plate itself.
And then it worked?
Not for me, but I think it was too hot. I think I had my heat press up too high.
Okay.
So I need to try it again on a low. Oh, and that's the other thing with sublimation. You really, 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 really should have a heat press that you can set to 400 degrees, because in a lot of instances, 385 to 400, a lot of instances in iron just won't get hot enough. Okay, so when you go to press, it just won't be hot enough to really get that ink to be super vivid. Excuse me, when you're doing sublimation. So and Marianne says Epson has a closeout on their site for the 7710 for $106.
7710. Oh yeah,
mine. Yeah, $106. That's crazy.
Well, you already know that Garnet was a blessing.
Yeah, she was.
Garnet was a blessing.
Gail Love says y'all are so amazing. Thank you. Kingsbury Craft says CISS is so nice though. It was, but
don't say that. Don't do that, because at the same time it may be an operation error.
It was operation error. I know it was, and I mainly because I didn't have the patience. I don't have a lot of patience.
You see how quick when I text you? Guess what? It worked so well.
I don't like
you know what it was? It's the little gray thing that you had took off.
Yeah.
No, you needed that on. And so you needed to put that through it, and then that's what kept it. But once you took it off, it pushed it down, and then that's when it got underneath the track. Did we say this on?
You talking about the one that I took off?
Yeah,
No, because I had it on.
Not on mine. I mean, not on mine.
I know. I took it off at some point after, but I was trying to use it with it on, and it still gave me a fit. Stupid thing. Just gave me a head. But anyway, so I'm using cartridges. I'm loving it. It's been perfect for me so far.
I'm gonna do too. I love that.
Anyway,
I appreciate.
That's why Michael C said, "Justin, don't be an enabler."
I appreciate you for everything.
You're welcome.
It's not like I don't appreciate you.
You're welcome.
I told you I wanted the tubes, and then it came about that I got the tubes.
You forgot to get the price difference refund for your printer. Oh no, yeah, you want to hang on to that. Scooby-Doo, regular paper for sublimation is not as sharp, at least from what I have seen, as sublimation paper. And that is correct. That is correct. Miss Beckham says, let's see a few steps, Justin.
Few steps in what?
Oh, you must have said something while I was gone. Scooby-Doo, did he say he does not say much? I know, right? Anyways, Dorothy Gaston says, Justin, you are so funny. Sheila Cushionberry was talking, okay. So, Gail Love, hold on. No! Oh my gosh. I didn't mean to do that, Marianne. I'm sorry. Marianne said Cosmo Inc. started selling sub-blank shirts. Yes, I know. I do know that. I didn't mean to delete that comment. Gail Love, I have the Cricut Maker, but because I am doing more t-shirts, I need a more faster machine and that can print more than one job. I do love my Cricut, which is why I do like his US cutter.
US cutters, because it can cut multiple. Remember I told you I run a line. When I run a line, I can do, it depends on the size. If we're doing, mine is a 30, it's a 24, but it's 30 inches. But if it's 24 and I got these shirts that are 4 inches, at the same time I can get 6 on a run. Then after I do 6 on a run, I can do another 6 on a run. So that's right there is 12. And all I needed was 24, so it seems I only do 4 runs. And everything's done compared to y'all. I am not saying anything bad about it. It's just the size, and I can't get as much done because of the size.
Yeah. I mean, you're right.
Sucks.
You're right, because it's only 12 inches.
It sucks. I mean, just like when we get our sizer. I mean, the size of material is 14 point. I mean,
that's
14
right.
and a half.
It's wide, and so I have to cut it.
You got to cut yours. I don't have to cut it. And then at the same time, even with the glitter is 19 point.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger.
So the most reasonable thing to do is if you do decide to purchase a plotter that is bigger, the starting point will be 24 inches because everything else fits in it, and it doesn't take a lot of room, and it's not expensive. The bigger ones are, but the little ones, you figure your Cricut, and once again, I'm not knocking the home. See, I do industrial, so that's the biggest difference too. Yeah. So he does signs and trucks and storefronts and stuff like that. So he has to have a bigger machine. Whereas for me, it wouldn't serve you a purpose unless you get the 24 or even the.
I would love to have 24 inches of cutting space because the glitter is bigger.
Yes.
I mean, it's the larger
19
vinyl,
right.
But I also don't really like doing vinyl. So it's like,
you wouldn't like the glitter on that.
But print and cut could work. I don't know. So that's
it's
decisions. There's decisions on what to do and what's the best move to make, which I'm gonna get into that too, because if I get into this, then they'll let you know you don't even need a cutter.
Okay, so what do you want to do? Are we going to, I mean, you finished talking to everybody, or you want to go ahead and do this and we can show them? What do you want to do? Because I'm going
to make sure that we finish with the sublimation and that I get through this, because that's actually really cool. And I really, I've talked about it before, but I haven't been able to show you. And so that's why I really want y'all to see that. But we'll get to that too. Scooby-Doo says make sure you use the correct side of the sublimation paper for show. Let's see. They was talking about. Oh, Subliflock is another sublimation alternative for darks. Yes, but again, you have to be able to cut it, and it does not work for all pictures. It just doesn't. So that's the downside to doing that. You do a memory quilt with this. Yes, that is correct. So that's the other thing that I was talking to a friend about with doing quilting squares with sublimation. So, but most people like cotton, and sublimation is not for cotton unless you use a coating spray. But some people have success with it, some people don't, and I'm not a fan of is this gonna work or is it not. I need to know for sure it's gonna work. Whereas when I sublimate on polyester, it's not going anywhere. You pour bleach on that shirt and it's still gonna be there. That's how powerful sublimation ink is once it's sucked into the polyester. So direct to garment has drawbacks. Mine is sitting in the corner. Yes, direct to garment does have a lot of drawbacks to it.
With the one that they do printer.
Oh, and that was the other thing, because it's got to go in just so. If it doesn't, it kept spitting the shirts out. It's something else with it. It's you got the different parts, the platens that you have to buy for it to fit the different size. Like bags, there should be a bag platen.
Okay. So once again, you said what, and then I said no, and then you was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm looking to getting," and
not like, no direct to garment.
Not no more, right? But
at one point, yeah, we were looking at it. Yeah. But once I saw it in action myself and talked to a couple of folks about it, it's like, yeah, no, that's not the better option. It just isn't. But my thing is, what is the best option in getting into doing t-shirts all the way around? And that's where we're gonna get into this, and I want to see around? That's what we'll talk about it. We'll dialogue about it, and we got a good bit of time to dialogue about it. Yes. So we're gonna get into it, and I want to know if Scooby-Doo does it as well. Best recommendation for light and dark printable HTV. So light and dark is all the printable vinyl goes on light and or dark. It doesn't matter, because the printable vinyl is usually a cut thing. You print it out and then you cut around whatever the image is. So it doesn't matter with what color the item is. Miss Beckham, I'm gonna have to talk to you about that. I did not know that. Justin, please do a tutorial.
No, I'm not doing no tutorial.
Dushan, Germany. Just happened to come across one of your videos, very informative and well explained. Thank you.
Just go from the water to water.
I appreciate that. No, that's the last name. I don't think that's where he is or where they are.
Oh, okay.
Yolanda Williams, do you have a video showing sublimation? Yes. Well, most of my videos are live with sublimation, but yes. Justin, can you do bling with your US cutter?
I have to understand what you mean. Can I do an outline of whatever the bling needs to be on the US cutter?
Probably cut
like putting little dots in there. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, you have to either you have to have the program, the file already designed for it, or you have to design the file. So,
right.
Yeah, but it can do it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it can cut do it easy.
Deshaun says, I love Be Creative. It's awesome. It's everything. All right. I use Rhinestones for my drag costumes, and you can get them from Amazon. Yes, you can, because Bling has great rhinestones. And see, the thing is, the rhinestones are on Amazon. You just have to be careful which ones you buy. So Bling isn't necessarily, the good quality Bling isn't cheap. This isn't. I refuse to buy cheap bling because I want to know that when I do my customer shirts, they're going to last, and that the stones aren't going to fall off, or they're not going to fade over time. I want my stuff to look gorgeous for years, so online you have to kick out for what you want.
Yeah, because at the same time they got plastic ones and they got
plastic
and glass. They do totally two different things.
Gail Love says, oh my goodness, y'all are gonna get me into sublimation too.
I ain't even did it yet. I ain't even did it yet. I got the stuff, but I ain't do it yet.
So yeah, white glitter with sublimation faux show. I did in-house training with the Rhinestone World. Awesome 3-day training. Yes, it is. One day, hopefully, we'll get to go down there and have fun with it. So the sublimation printer isn't expensive, like $500. No. So this is the thing. Sublimation, the original form of sublimation, there are two printers. One is by Sawgrass and one is by Rico, I think is the name of the company. Those printers, yes, you're looking at $600, $700, $800 and up for those sublimation printers. But those are the original sublimation printers made for sublimation, the whole nine. They pioneered this whole movement of sublimation, right? Well, as time went on, somebody got smart and said, you know what, it's the ink that makes the sublimation, not the printer. So they figured, well, I have a printer with refillable cartridges. What if I put sublimation ink in these cartridges? Would I still be able to do sublimation?
Ding, 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 ding.
You can. So us bottom of the barrel poor people that's always looking for a workaround to save our pennies figured out, hey, this Epson printer, these Epson printers are perfect and they print perfectly. They have refillable cartridges. We can just put sublimation ink in them and make it work. So that's why with the Epson printer, right now the more popular one is the 7710 and the 7720. The reason why those are the more popular sublimation printers is because that printer can print up to 13 by 19 size paper. So when you're doing a whole t-shirt type ordeal, or I've even seen large pieces of aluminum photograph pictures, you can do the 13 by 19.
Average aluminum,
or even a blanket
is 18 by 12. So.
Or because I do welcome mats that go in front of the front door. I sublimate welcome mats. So the 13 by 19 paper is what I need to get a welcome mat done, and they look gorgeous. You know, so that's why people like that printer, because you can get 13 by 19 and all the way down and print with it. So the 7710 and the 7720 is the more popular printer for that reason. But there are other Epson printers that are smaller, because you had one before.
2750.
2750 has refillable cartridges, and you can put sublimation ink in it. So like,
it was 18 by 11.
You know, this is some sublimation ink from Ink X Pro, where I got my cartridges from and where I got my CISS system from, and the links to that is in my description below of where I got my cartridges and my ink from.
But you gotta specify. You gotta let them know there's a specification between the two inks. They have the other.
That's on Cosmos though. So on Ink X Pro, is it on Ink X Pro too?
No, I'm talking about CISS. They have two different types of inks. One is just a
okay.
Ink,
so make sure
sublimation ink.
Make sure that whenever you are investing in doing sublimation, that you're purchasing sublimation stuff, not pigment stuff. Right. So even on Cosmos Ink, which is where I started buying ink from, on their website, I bought the wrong ink, but fortunately I caught my mistake before I even opened the package, and they exchanged it for me. So I bought pigment ink originally because I was in a rush trying to buy some ink and got the wrong thing when they had run out of sublimation ink. So make sure that you are looking for sublimation ink when you do invest in it. But it takes some learning to fill those cartridges. I mean, you know, you gotta use syringes, you know, to fill the ink in the cartridges, or if you have the continuous ink supply system, the CISS system, it has the containers on the side, the reservoirs, large reservoirs, where you don't have to change out your cartridges as often. I have the link to that in my Amazon store as well. So that's an option too. It's a little more tricky in learning how to set that system up, but it still really isn't that difficult, and there are videos out there to show you how to do it.
Tutorials for it.
Yeah. So there are a lot of them. I know what you're saying. They have a lot of guidance to show you how to do it. So sublimation is a lot of fun. I love it, me personally. But you don't have to pay $600 for no sublimation printer. You just don't. The Epson site says it is sold out. Refurbished printers are the ones that are on closeout. That is correct. But if you go to my Amazon link below, Amazon has them. Amazon has the printers. They have the 7720, and then some. So Gail Scooby-Doo says she converted her Epson 7710 for $100, and that's roughly about what it is. So by the time, Miss Gail, by the time you start to invest in it, the printer, I'm just gonna go out on a limb right now, just in case you don't get a discount or don't find it on sale. The printer's $200. The ink system, like when I bought my cartridges just the other day, it came with ink. It came with all 4 colors of the ink. So my system was $60, I think. So what's that, $260? Then you would buy some sublimation paper, which you can get a pack of 8.5 by 11 off of Amazon for $20. So what was that? $260 plus 20, $280. Okay. So you got your ink, you got your shirts. You just, all you need is shirts or shirts. Sublimation. Yeah, I mean,
well, you need to get shirts too.
Blanks. So shirts or mugs or keychains or whatever, and you can start sublimating and start making money. And one of the more popular things, those welcome mats are huge, and the umbrellas are huge. So you can sublimate an umbrella.
Where my umbrella at anyway?
You can sublimate umbrellas and make good money off of doing umbrellas too. So if you follow me on Instagram, which is the baby's booty on Instagram as well, just like it is in the website, you'll see the umbrellas, you'll see the welcome mats, you'll see all that cool stuff that I sublimate, and you can do the exact same thing too. Oh, and a heat press if you don't already have a heat press. Most of us have one, but if you don't have a heat press, you will need to invest in at least some kind of heat press, whether it's an easy press or a regular heat press, in order to sublimate. And a heat press can run you another $200. So $480. You'll have the whole kit and caboodle, and you'll be able to go forward and do a ton of stuff. So that is how that will go. Justin E, face down with the top platen on the glass, design face up, and then the oracle. Oh, she's telling you. Okay, so when you do the cutting board, 651.
Oh, the vinyl. Okay, 651 oracle.
She said face down with the top platen on the glass. So the glass of so it must be a glass cutting board. So the top platen, then the cutting board. All right, okay. And then up under the cutting board, design face up, and then the oracle face down on it. Okay, I said that all kind of wrong.
Yeah, no, she did it right, because at the same time, it's what we printed is going to be face up. The oracle vinyl is on top. So at the same time, we put the
oracle face down.
The Teflon on top of that, and then the heat's on it.
Okay, I'm glad
I got it.
Okay. So he gonna be playing with that. Yeah. Gail says, wow, I'm learning so much tonight. It's a lot of fun. We do have a lot. Scooby-Doo says, I have CISS systems for my sublimation and regular printers. That's what's up. I wish my other printer would take refillable cartridges, but it doesn't. Anyway, Miss Bickham, I did get my Caesar from Joann's. I'm positive about that because I haven't been to Michael's since last year. Okay, cool. So I guess certain stores may sell it, or they could have been out, because it's pretty when it goes on sale, it's pretty popular. Marianne also says 400 degrees for that cutting board, Justin, for 60 seconds with your heat press.
60 seconds? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
For the polyacrylic, she's telling me it has to set for 2 days before sublimating on it, and even if the paper sticks, it will come off with water.
So we got to print it and then it'll sit for 2 days?
No. She's telling me when I do the polyacrylic coating on stuff, I got to let it sit for 2 days.
Oh my God. What are we doing? Anyway, so yeah.
D. Johnson says, hi, Justin, love the locks. Oh, Miss Bickham, you said you could tap dance?
No, I was talking crap while you was walking out. And I said, oh, I don't know what to say. And then I was like, oh, you want me to tap dance? And then, so, yeah, it was straight humor.
You can't have folk.
How you going to tap dance in flip-flops? I mean, this is what I got on. I mean, these flip-flops, I can't do.
Yeah, like Caesar is pronounced Caesar. Yeah. Sheila Cushenberry to my size does matter. Yes, it does. At any rate, all of my machines are industrial, Scooby-Doo says. Yeah, those are my favorite because they work mostly better, and you can beat them to death and they'll still keep going. That's what I do like. Justin, what print and cut do you use? Scooby-Doo says.
I use Flexi. Okay. I use Flexi, and that's what programs that I use. And then at the same time, you already know, I got my what is her name? Crap.
You using my Betty Boop, are you?
No, Betty Boop is a printer. Is Olive Oil and Betty Rubble. So at the same time, those are my two plotters. No, Wilma is the heat press.
Okay.
She the heat press. So so with that, those are the things that I have, and all my programs work for each one of those via Flexi, because Flexi has a whole group or plethora of drivers in it, and so it works for a lot of things that I needed to do.
Scooby-Doo just said Epson is supposed to be coming out with a sublimation printer. I wouldn't be surprised. They need to, because I cannot begin to tell you. I know they racked up a mint over the last year alone on that 7710 and that 7720.
The reason we went to CISS is because of the ink. That's the reason how we started in all of this.
Right.
Now, if you're going to bring a sublimation printer, bring it. I just need to see how much the ink costs.
Oh, yeah, well, we know we can put our own ink in it. But see, they'll probably come out with something that you can't necessarily use, those cartridges and stuff. They're going to come out with their own stuff. But we already know the deal because we already got our stuff. Matter of fact, I want to get the 20. I started to go get it anyway last week.
7720?
And just have two of them because I can't have what happened.
No, I was talking to another. Anyway, so we get into
we'll talk. But I was gonna go get another one because it's $150 with the trade. Well, now it's $130.
If we do massive things, why do you have one heat press? Why do you have one printer? Why do you have one? Is we got the one to start. The second one you need to have for a backup in case.
Yeah.
You don't have to come out the box.
See, I have two heat presses.
Yeah,
and
but you don't have to come out the box.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We still got other stuff to talk about.
Josh Jackman says, thoughts on transfer paper, best brand for the price. Okay, so that's another form. Before we get into that, even though I'm about out of time, don't want to be. But the heat transfer paper is another option for t-shirts. Okay, so heat transfer paper is basically a paper with a coating on it. So there's a light version and a dark version, which is the other reason why that's, in my opinion, not the best. Okay, so there's a light version and a dark version. If you do the light version, that coating, you also really need to cut out around the design before pressing it to the shirt, because what will happen is that coating will be on there, so it'll print out the square on the shirt.
Even though you don't think that it's there, once you heat press it,
you can see it and you can feel it. So I don't care for that. And then the dark version of the heat transfer paper is very similar to vinyl.
And then once we print on it, the thing is we just cut the outline on it. Just like when I was on last time about
same thing.
Yeah, the same thing. When I had the
you print it,
sweets.
You gotta peel it off
and then just
lay it on the shirt and press it on. But you gotta cut it out. Again, you gotta cut it out. So that I know.
Y'all got the weed,
but you don't have the weed.
Y'all got the weed and cut though.
Oh well, actually, okay. So the other thing is with the dark one, it's a white background again, because with heat transfer paper, the printer does not print white.
Correct.
Okay. So if the background, if the picture has any gradient, or if there's any part of the background of the picture that you would not want to be white mixed all in there, well, you're screwed because the printer can't print it. So all of that is going to be white. So it's just an outline cut out around the image. And you press it on.
Unless you like weeding and cutting.
But some stuff you can't weed.
I mean, it is true. That is so true.
Some stuff you can't weed.
Some you just gotta press on it.
Looking for that darn design I did on those bags, because on the bags the design is not one. Okay, here we go.
You found one?
I found one. No, that's an apron. So here's a design. This is okay. So if you have this type of design, right? This was an artist rendering that was placed on these canvas bags, and there's an error on this one, that's why I still have it. And these bags were a promotional event where they were giving the bags away. I used heat transfer paper. So what we'll discuss about this design, why I chose heat transfer paper over heat transfer vinyl. Okay, so heat transfer vinyl, I would have had to print this image out on white vinyl. All right, then try and cut this out. But see, look at how these outlines and like the inside of the lady right in here, see, all of that detail would have had to have been cut out some kind of way. You can't cut this out. It's virtually impossible. It's impossible. It just wouldn't have worked. And even then, see, like these little thin lines, even if you did say, well, I can weed it, I got enough patience, but you're trying to cut out these little thin lines and keep them there while weeding out the negative all in and around. It wouldn't have worked. And like this line here is a gradient, so it's not a solid line. It's like a faded shadow, like a pencil sketch almost. See, that type stuff you can't cut out and weed. You see what I'm saying? So this would not have worked as a print and cut. This would not work on dark transfer vinyl. So if I wanted this on a black shirt or a red shirt, for instance, it wouldn't work. The background would be white. It would have to be white, because when you print this design out, it's going to be white. So for this design, the only other alternative would have been direct to garment, because direct to garment would print it out just like it is. So I'm saying that because this is heat transfer paper. This is light heat transfer paper. So I found a very good temperature and a very good time to press this and pull it off as the whole sheet, to keep from seeing the entire square around this design. These, yeah, I did 800 bags.
Okay, I didn't mean to be like it.
Sorry, it's all right. So you can't see the background on this, but there are times where you pressing it, you can clearly see the outline of the paper because it turns a darker shade than the stuff, right? So direct to garment would have been an option for this, right? And it would have printed correctly. But heat transfer paper, the light version is not like the dark version, because the light version, all it is just a coating that can be transparent on a light colored garment, and you can do a full color print just like you saw. This is that neon green and red and blue, and print it out and press it, and you can press full color on a light colored garment, but you can't do this on a dark colored garment, right? So heat transfer paper is another option as well. It's affordable though. Affordable because heat transfer paper goes in your regular printer, not your sublimation printer. So your heat transfer paper, you're just buying paper. And I get my heat transfer paper from Conde Systems or Dytrans.com. That's where I purchased mine from. I like the Jet Pro Nina SS Soft Stretch. Is my ultimate favorite. That's my go-to heat transfer paper because it's soft and it stretches with the garment. But I put it on a t-shirt and I hated it. I hated it on a t-shirt. I really did. So I don't like heat transfer paper on t-shirts. It looks trashy to me. And the coating, that extra clear coating, you can see it, and it looks like if you stretch it too much, eventually it'll peel and crack and come off. I just didn't like it. I really didn't. But that's, again, my personal opinion. But I did not like the way that turned out. So I like it on canvas bags and stuff like that, but on clothing, not a fan.
The actual holding of it being stretched, that's what you're talking about.
Right. Okay. So it puts me in a mind of vinyl anyway, because it's going to stretch and it's going to come off at some point, I think, personally. So sublimation, no, that's not ever going to happen. Sublimation is not going to crack. It's not going to peel. It's not going to nothing, because once you sublimate something, it's a part of the fiber. it's there. You don't feel it. It's the shirt. You don't feel the ink. You don't feel nothing because the fibers absorb the ink as a gas, and it basically dyes the fabric. Basically,
that's what it is. Exactly that.
So, sublimation out of all of those options is my favorite, even though I'm limited to light colored garments. So now we'll get into the other option. I'm hoping I haven't forgotten any of the other options. I did. We talked about sublimation. We talked about vinyl. We talked about print and cut vinyl. We talked about heat transfer paper. We talked about direct to garment.
Now we got to talk about that one.
And slightly on bling, but bling,
also
bling,
screen print.
Screen print, thank you. I knew I was forgetting somebody. That's bling really isn't an option in this particular race because we're talking about t-shirt businesses that go for anybody and everybody, right? So when you're talking about bling, that's more of a female thing. There are some men that do bling. I've done some bling for men, but for the most part, t-shirt printing is mainly for. I mean, the bling really isn't a factor in this. So now when we're talking about doing full color pictures on t-shirts, so vinyl, the only way to do like a full color is the print and cut vinyl, right? So in order to do a design with regular vinyl like this, you would have to cut and layer and create the picture and build the picture up.
Okay. That's what we were talking about before that one time. I was like, okay, we have to do layers.
Right. That is correct.
And just understanding what it entails.
Right.
There's a lot.
Right. With vinyl. And then the only option would be the print cut, or heat transfer paper, or sublimation for a full color. Right.
Or screen print.
So screen print is another option. Screen print, though, has its drawbacks. I mean, screen print is gorgeous. It's vivid. The colors are pristine. As long as the screen is done correctly, you can go up to however many colors you want to do. Again, you're layering the paint, but usually you're only layering it in the areas where it needs to be in order to create the image. All right. So I saw an automated screen print machine on YouTube, watched a video the other day. It was amazing. It was like 8 different colors, and the thing was automatic, and it screen printed the whole. I was like, "Wow, that's pretty darn." There isn't one because that's a
business,
right? That's what I was gonna say. That was used for cranking out shirts because I got a business. I need to get 800 shirts done, and I gotta have them done by the weekend. That's what that was all about. Okay. So, first of all, you're dealing with messy ink, where you're actually pushing the ink into the design. You have to create screens. So you have to buy screens. You have to buy the whatever it is, and I don't know. We're supposed to be doing an interview with a screen printing company, but I got sick, so I couldn't go do it.
Ultraviolet room.
Yeah, he has to do a dark room to do something. Burn the screen. Right. So I don't know that process. We were going to show that, but
UV,
I got sick.
All that is UV burning the screen. Then at the same time, it has that one particular color on it. Then you have to go ahead and put it on. Then you have to do the ink. Then you have to. It's time consuming, but the thing is this for 1 color, 2 color, 3 color.
It's not bad, right. It's not bad for a couple of colors.
You get to the pro on 8. Woo.
It puts me in the mind of bling from the standpoint of once I create my bling transfer in a design. Like once I cut those holes in that flock, that's it. I can't change it. So that design is going to be that design for forever. So the same with screen print. Once you burn the screen, unless you wipe that design off of it, which I know they can do, that design is on that screen and that's it. So he has stacks and stacks of screens over at his shop where these are designs that they do refer back to, but that screen is made for that. So if I had a screen of this made, right, and then I'm like, you know what, I want some hats made, so this needs to be smaller, he's gonna have to do a whole nother screen for the smaller hat. All right, so to make those types of changes is difficult. And again, you got to layer the different colors of the different paints. All right. So I don't know if there's anyone in here tonight that has done screen printing. If so, shoot us a holler. Let us know in the chat, hashtag screen print, and we'll talk about it. But that's screen printing is another option to doing t-shirts. It's not super expensive that I know of, unless you invest in the whole screen print machine. You know, that whole contraption.
But it ain't,
where you
that
can
ain't
rotate.
Even nothing. At the same time, that's only like $200.
Oh, see, I don't know how much they are.
Well, no, I already figured. You already know. Anyway,
you was gonna get into them.
It's something simple. I mean, I was looking at for a 4-color, and at the same time with the 4-color, they had a machine that was like $200 and something when you can have a starter. But that's for the carousel,
right?
So that carousel is the main thing. Now the next thing is when you get your screens and everything like that. That's an additive, but that goes in the cost of the customer. So
true.
That's where
true.
I'd be at.
True, you're right, because screen print isn't like super inexpensive. Vinyl is so out of all of them, once you start doing price comparison, if you do the Epson route with sublimation, it could easily be the least expensive out of all of them.
Out of all of them, the sublimation is the easiest and is more
especially
profitable.
Since vinyl, the cost of vinyl has gone up substantially because of the popularity of doing t-shirts and stuff. Vinyl has jumped quite a bit. So vinyl now I think is in second place behind sublimation if you go this route.
Yes. Now, but we still got to talk about them people.
Right. As far as price in comparison to doing any of the others. Okay. So hold on to this.
Yes.
Somebody just here it is. I'm sorry. I use heavy duty Velcro, put my CISS on the side of my printer in the appropriate height and no problems at all. Yeah, that wasn't the issue for me. It was the thing on the inside that I was fighting with on a regular basis. Janae says, my Sawgrass 800 was $1,600, but my Epson 7720 is just as good. I've been saying that. Look. I know, right?
I'm crying.
I know, right? $1,600.
You see how we started it because I said, why are we paying $50 for this ink? And then at the same time, somebody else got the ink for $70 something, $80, and then
but the sublimation ink for her printer is like $200 a color.
That's great, but that's the same thing that goes back to my Epson and my Betty Boo.
Yep.
So she a big girl though.
Yeah, she is a big printer, but the ink for this food thing is high. I was tripping, and that's why when What's-Her-Face was saying I will only use Sawgrass, that's the only printer that you can sublimate with, and I was like, no.
That's the person who made the confirmation better, because at the same time, not only does she have a Sawgrass, but she got an Epson printer too.
Yeah.
And so now that gives you the information about starting. Just take that risk. She already had a Sawgrass, but she still took the risk to find out
got the
Epson. And so
it was worth it.
Who is she?
This was Janae Petty.
Miss Janae Petty, we love you. Yeah, thank you. There you go. That's a free bell ring.
Right? So Lady B channel says, hi Eve, I purchased an Epson 446 in 2017 but became ill and could not use it. I have been told the ink has dried out from sitting. Do you have any advice on getting it to work? Definitely check out YouTube videos on
how to clean the heads.
How to clean your printer heads. Thank you, Justin. Because
I trust believe I know.
And there's a company, there's an older white gentleman who's doing the videos, real country accent, draw simple. And stuff. But when I tell you he saved my butt a couple of times on some stuff that made a whole lot of sense, he's good. at what he's saying. He knows what he's saying. And they also sell the solution that you would use to clean your print heads. Yep. Because he said, don't do alcohol, don't do window cleaner, none of that stuff. Just get the little solution from them and it'll work.
It doesn't dissolve the ink in the head. And at the same time, the alcohol and the window cleaner has ammonia in it. And the ammonia is what mess up the heads.
Right.
I'm sorry. You can tell I've watched it.
Yeah, and you've been doing it. So, yes, that is something you can try. I can't guarantee that it will work because it has been sitting for a long time. I mean, you're talking about 2 years.
We'll try
so, you can try it. Excuse me. Gail Love is purchasing the new prism from U.S. Cutter. Let us know when you get that, baby, so we can ring the bell. Scooby-Doo says, if your cutter can contour, you do not have to have the white outline. That's true. But as I mentioned, there are still some pictures just like the one on that tote bag. It just really still isn't conducive to cutting it out, especially if you don't want that white background. You want it to be the background of the shirt. So it kind of, like sucks. And Kingsbury Craft says she would have screen printed that, or Scooby-Doo said I would have screen printed that design or sublimated. Yes, that bag could have been screen print, but at the time, economically, it was not a sound move because the company that ordered those bags was a non-profit, and as I mentioned, the bags were being given away. So what they were wanting to spend on getting these bags made, screen print would have been, because that's 2 colors, so screen print would have been every bit of $8 a bag, and that just really wasn't an option for what these people wanted. So heat transfer paper was the hands down best solution, which is why I went that route with those bags. So sublimation would have been perfect. That's what I would have loved to have done, but that's cotton bags. And the polyester bags, that's not what they wanted. They wanted cotton natural fiber bags. So that's why I went with that. Hey Tanyu, I'm sorry, I'm behind in my chat. If you use 4-color process or simulated process, you can do a full color image. It takes time to learn the process though. Are you talking about screen print? Scooby-Doo, let me know. Mama Tosh, I hated the Jet Pro Soft Stretch too. I like the Jolie's transfer paper from Joann's, the best that I've used so far. So definitely check out Jolie's. I have used Jolie's light transfer? Dark transfer. I use their dark transfer. I haven't used their light. So I have to try it and see if it works better. You were talking about screen print? Okay. See, I didn't know you could do a full color image. But we're about to get into something, and I'm kind of out of time, but we're going to run over just a little bit because I really want to get to this. You're welcome, Contessa Harris. All of my screen printing machines, Scooby-Doo says, are from Vastex. I spent way more than $200. Yeah, I bet. Anita Ware, thank you. I appreciate that. And Janae says, you're most welcome, Justin, for that was the one that bought the sawgrass.
Oh,
yeah. But the other option for t-shirts, which is something that I'm really looking at investing in come November for the NBM show. I've been doing a lot of research, and I've talked to a lot of different people about all the different processes of doing t-shirts, okay, that are out there. Now, Scooby-Doo, because you do have industrial setups, I would really like to know if you're into this as of yet. But what I'm looking to invest in is a transfer printer so that I can print transfers. And they're almost just like screen print. So here is an option. Justin ordered this from online. You can order transfers like these off the internet. I know several different companies that do these transfers that you can purchase, right? So this is one that's been pressed. You can feel the texture of the transfer on the shirt. So this is just like screen print, okay? So the printer for these transfer printers, they do print white. They do print white. So you can have a full color printed out with a heat transfer printer, and you don't have to weed anything.
You in this week? Okay.
I hate the weed. Can you tell? Can you tell I hate the weed?
That's why me and Miss Beckham had talked about, okay, we're going to have to change how she talk about weeding in this crafting. I hate the weed. Somebody who likes weeding, so we need to get them to
So, no. I'm trying to avoid weeding altogether. This option, polyester, cotton, light fabric, dark fabric, hats,
pre-made.
Bags.
7 seconds. It takes 7 seconds on 385.
If it takes heat, you can use this, and it's you don't have to weed anything. I don't have to peel anything. Nothing. I don't have to do nothing. The printer prints it out just like this, and once you press it, there's nothing to weed.
Right. And it comes just like, because if you look at it on the screen right now, you see how one's opposite and the other one isn't.
Okay,
so when it gets heat pressed, now you see the right side.
Right.
Now, at the same time, if you see it right here, it is backwards. So once you heat press it, that white paper just pulls off. That's it.
That's it.
And you're done. Where's the next shirt?
Scooby-Doo says an OKI is one. Yes. I am looking at the Coleman and Company printer. And I'll let you guys know what that printer is and possibly link you to it. I am part of the other reason is we're working on affiliateness with Coleman and Company, but that's on down the road.
Are we gonna see them at MBA?
Yes.
Okay. I'll be there. The whole. You going on the 7th or the 8th?
To the NBM show?
Yeah.
Both days, if I can.
That's 3 days.
No, it's 2 days.
22?
Yeah, Friday and Saturday. It's not Sunday.
Oh, okay, so I'm on Friday.
I wish it was.
I got 2 classes that I got to do on Friday.
Where is
one
it?
Is at 2:30 and the other one is 11 o'clock. And then after that, I'll do the walk around.
Hold on, where is this printer? So that is what I'm looking at getting into, because out of everything, I don't have the same limitations. I don't have the same weeding issues. I don't have, I think the only drawback is there's a special paper that it has to print on, if I'm understanding
correctly. How big is this
correctly.
machine, though?
It's a regular size printer.
So it'll make that out of the regular size printer.
I mean, you have to get, with them, it's the same as Sublimation printers, right? Okay. So Sublimation printers, you can get a small one that only do 8.5 by 11, or you can get a bigger one. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same principle. I don't think they go 13 by 19 though. Okay. Not the I know the Sublimation, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen a 13 by 19.
Well, we're talking about the
heat transfer screen print type print. From what I don't know the exact sizes, but I know they do come in sizes, because I have priced one, and it's costly. Now it's an investment. I'm not saying about the
costly. What I'm saying is, how much room do you need?
You don't really need that much room.
Well,
really?
There it is, because I'm gonna start buying from you then.
I mean, but that's the thing. You actually, I know you can do 13 by 19, because there are people out there. There are companies, legit companies, that you can call or go online, upload your artwork to a sheet, and you can print out so many, or for a price. Gang sheet, that's what it's called. So you can get like a certain set size and print out as many as you want in that one sheet. It's a little more expensive than if you do one design per big old blank sheet of paper, kind of like that.
So this is
right.
Let's talk about the difference between, and I'm glad you said it. Mm-hmm. This is a single.
Right.
Okay. So now what we're talking about is a single cut and a gang.
Where
a gang
this would be gang.
Yes.
If it was the same thing, this is gang, because this is how many can I get on this one size. So this is gang sheet, and it's more expensive to order stuff this way than that way. Okay. And they're making money. So if I went and got one of those printers, I could actually sell transfers, and that's a whole nother business.
I mean, I'll be buying from you anyway. So I mean,
it's
literally,
a whole nother business.
It is very profitable, and at the same time,
digital heat FX. I think
so. Even though you may think that is a little expensive on a gang when they do gang sheets, but if you got 5 shirts or even 10 shirts to do, and you put all of them on one gang,
yes,
and then you did whatever the design charge is and how much the gang, now it's a minimal charge, but you still got so many. When they say, you know what, I needed 10 more, you already got that in stock. That's the reason why I got all those, because I had to order a minimum. So now I'm prepared for another 50 shirts. So that's why I did it that way. But the game is when you have to know the terminology before a single print, compared to a gang print, and those two prices are definitely two different things. So you have a setup fee of whatever is going to be. Say you got a single color is whatever they do on a single color. Now if you say you're doing a two color, you do the two color, but now you got to figure out if it's going to be a single or is it going to be a gang sheet. Now those specifications, sometimes you need to ask the company, what do they mean by having a gang sheet, and what are their specifications? They can actually have a back, and then you can actually just have a little a pocket, or even like my badge right here. They may include that in a single cut because it's this little patch right here, and then I have a bigger one in the back. They can sometimes they'll work with you on that being as one. But if you're doing a whole bunch of backs and then you fit them all in there, that's a game.
Most of the places that I've been, because I was going to order some transfers, and since you and I talk about like FM Expressions,
well, that's an
651 vinyl,
651
Monkey
vinyl.
Somebody. I've been looking and researching these transfers, right? Because I'm like, okay, I have one particular company that I do shirts for is vinyl. We all know how much I love weeding, right?
Exactly.
So it's two different colors, and it's an awkward cut the way I have to layer it. And it's like, if I just had a transfer to print out the transfer, do you know how much time I would save? You know, so I was doing research.
I would print that.
And I was going to order prints, right? So what I found is, even if it's a piece of paper this big, but the design is this big, it's cheaper to do it with this one little design on that whole piece of paper I'm wasting than a gang sheet. Gang sheets are always more. They don't care. You only get one design. They don't care.
Yes, but if
you combining it and sending it to them, they're gonna be like, that's not one design.
No, but so like this I would consider this a gang sheet, but at the same time, this is shirts. So at the same time, I charge you per shirt. So this one gang sheet was $1.10 for this one gang sheet, but at the same time, I didn't charge these people $15 per shirt.
Well, okay, so when he puts it that way, yes.
But that's how I have to look at it, because once we got the design, at the same time, how many shirts am I doing? The only reason I say that I would do
and there's a minimum
quantity.
And there's a minimum.
Now, if I'm doing 100 to 200 or 300, man, I'm ganging it all day
long
and be done, because that makes sense. Yeah. Now, the key thing is this: if it's only, let's say 10. I may do vinyl, but at the same time, I might do heat to press. I mean, I'll print to press.
Print vinyl.
Yeah, and it's something. It's for it being so small. That's the reason I'm saying that.
So I'm looking at like Cuzzo's logo.
Okay,
right?
So because they
the
wanted
way
50,
that is,
but it's really only one color. Yeah, I mean, it's two colors.
Right, it's two colors.
But it's really one color, because at the same time, it's really white. Only thing that changes. Well, no, it is two colors. Because Cuzzo's is orange at the bottom.
It's two colors. So I could do print and cut just like that Queen logo and do print and cut, but it would have to be cut out. I would have to weed it. I'd have to pick it up.
I would rather go ahead.
I'd rather get the transfers. And so that's what I was considering doing. I only had 25 shirts, though, and for them, the minimum was something like 40.
No, the minimum,
depending upon who you go through.
On the gang or on the
and then there's the artwork setup fee.
Yeah.
Which I can't be mad at that.
No,
I really can't.
We already had the artwork.
But if I had the printer myself, I'm eliminating all of that.
We finna find out in November, because at the same time, you trying to convince me to even stay here in Charlotte. But at the same time, if you get that machine, I mean,
if I get that machine, it's over.
No, I mean, I'm not going nowhere.
I'm not doing vinyl unless it's glitter. It's going to be over. I'm not doing any heat transfer paper. I'm not doing any.
Anyway.
Yeah, no. It's a wrap.
You're not going to do it physically.
I'll do sublimation. Because sublimation
has a whole different conversation that we got going on.
But I'm just saying. That's where my next move.
It is awesome, and I love where you're going. But I still had questions, and so that's why when we go to MBM show, that I have these questions where now you can get extremely technical.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be over because I'm referring to Coleman Company only because of the research that I've done so far. But when I see these in action, that's really what I'm waiting on. I want to go and look at these pieces of equipment up close and in person. I want you to print me out a transfer that I can hold, look at,
and touch it. Yes.
And bring home the first day. Bring home, press it, see how it presses.
They got the machines there. We can press it there.
Well,
I'm gonna bring
but a lot of them, they want to press for you. You can't touch the stuff. So I want to bring it home and press it and see how it's compatible with my equipment and the pressure in it. Because, and the reason why I say is because the shop that I went and did the live tour in, she used to order transfers from a company up north, and she said that the pressure that you had to use to put on the transfer on the shirt was almost so hard that you could barely open the press after it was done. She said, and even then it was like it just wasn't a good quality heat transfer. So I need to know what printer did they have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't buy that printer. No, she didn't know who. She don't know what printer they had.
Right there is, and she'll put the link down at the bottom. And I'm only promoting this one time. It's FM Express. At the same time, you do 385 degrees on the clamshell presses that we've done, and it's medium press. It is not heavy press. It's not light press. It's medium
and you
press.
Said it was what, 7 seconds?
7 seconds. Literally, when I tell you it's 7 seconds, I doubted it. But once I did 60-something shirts when you had to do 500-something bags, I was like, wait a minute, now I gotta boast and brag about it.
But by the time I got to that order and started looking at transfers and stuff, matter of fact, I did price transfers because I was going to order some. I can't remember what happened. Something came up and I was like, I can't do them. Oh, they gave me the dang design too late. You remember they gave me the design like on a Thursday and I had to have 250 bags done by like Friday or Monday. So that didn't give me
that
enough.
Whole weekend, you had to have
I didn't have enough time to get transfers here to even press them. So I was like, if it wouldn't make sense for me to do 250 with heat transfer paper and then turn around and do the rest with the heat transfer printer, with that printer thing, with transfer.
It wasn't going to save you any money and it wasn't going to save you no time.
And the bags would have been different. It would have been tragic.
Yeah,
so, you know, but that is the route I'm looking at going. So that being said, that was my whole thing, was to talk to you guys about the different methods that are out there to let you know what can be done, what the drawbacks are, what the positives are. Now I will be in Miami the 10th and the 11th and the 12th, the 11th and the 12th. 10th is the first night, but that's for VIP people only. So the 11th and the 12th, I will be in Miami at the Deco Summit. Yes, in less than 2 weeks.
Hope you had a good trip.
I will.
I know. I'm just saying.
I will. I'm super excited.
Positive spirits.
So I will be down there with a couple of YouTubers who, that's what they do, is they've started t-shirt businesses and they have experience with all this equipment and stuff. So my goal is to eventually have sit downs with these folks and do a collaboration and put a video together to show you guys in more detail on this channel where you can go, what you can get, what you can purchase, and get into these different areas if that's what you're interested in. But this video was also for the folks who are strictly looking to get into the t-shirt business. They don't want to do embroidery, they don't want to do vinyl per se, but they're just trying to find what is the best way. What's the best way? I want to get the most bang for my buck. Okay, so ultimately at this point, because I don't have that transfer printer, the best bang that I've come across is Sublimation so far. That's the best bang I've come across so far. So, but, you know, that's how
I want to say thank y'all for letting me just walk in on the whole conversation out of nowhere. And Miss Ed, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Beckham, we got you, squad. I got you, Beckham. I got you.
Right. So, what are the size options? I just saw one printer. It is 13 by 19 is another option. So, you have three different, they sell three different size options. And if I'm not mistaken, the largest one was like $13,000 for 13 by 19.
The screen printer.
I'm not trying to go that big though. Yes.
Okay. So I just wanted to know where we were talking about, sublimation printer or
no, not sublimation. Okay. This is the transfer printer. The 13 by 19 was like $13,000 or something like that. But I'm not trying to go that big because if you're only talking about t-shirts, you don't really need that much. But I'm sure there's a reason why it would need to be that big for some other folks. But I know I can do good with maybe 11 by 17 if I go that big
in our lives, and at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised what happens. That's all I can say.
That could be the case. So I ain't
That's
gonna
the
worry
best way I can say it. You know why I said that.
Scooby-Doo says, I do not use that. I do not know the longevity of the print. So the longevity, from what I have been told, the other company that I was talking about up yonder, and they've switched. The longevity, they haven't had any issues. They do t-shirts for a large concert person, some star country singer, and their t-shirts haven't had issues yet with those. Transfer Express is a good company to get those printer transfers. Yes, Transfer Express is another one. I looked at them too.
They're the same company.
I don't know. So on. Hello, welcome. Can you show us the process of sublimating a t-shirt from start to finish? We sure can. As a matter of fact, if I
just got it
had
cool
to turn,
in here.
Yeah, no. If I could turn the heat press on, I would do that right away.
When she was talking about it was hot in here, I was like, yeah, right. When I walked in here, man, I started sweating.
It was hot.
It was hot.
It's finally cooling off because it's nighttime, so that's how it goes. There are mixed reviews with that Technique Eve. I think the paper is like $4 a sheet. Yeah, and now I know, like I mentioned, I know there's a special paper that you have to use with it. But if it's done correctly, I still feel that it would be the better option for light and dark. If you're just wanting one thing to do and get it done, I think it would be the better option. And $4 a sheet, the only reason why I'm a little skeptical in a way on that, not doubting what you're saying at all, but just a little bit skeptical on maybe one company is $4, the other one is not so much, because they're selling those transfers so cheap. How are they selling them that cheap to buy a transfer? They're like 15 cents transfer at one company.
Also, they you know why they probably ain't doing a setup fee?
No, they do a setup fee.
And they doing $14 a sheet?
No, she said the paper for that printer is $4 a sheet.
We're saying $4 a sheet for
this paper right here. That's on
with the machine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so yeah, I ain't worried about that.
So I don't know. We're gonna look into all of that. But my thing is, I do research heavily before I jump into any decision. I don't care what it is, because I researched this sublimation real low down, dirty,
and I had it,
and he already had it. And I was like, no, I need to know for myself, because the thing is, I don't have money to waste. I just don't, and I refuse to waste money. So I look at the naysayers, the positives, the goods, the bads, and the ugly before I make my decision.
It works. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, I need to know for sure. And I'm not about to tell how many. It was like 106 people in here tonight. I'm not about to tell all of y'all that this works.
No, see, I didn't do that. What I did is remember when I had got it, I didn't even tell you about it until after I tried it. And then that's when I was like, you know what, this is what we were going to do. And then you found out it could do sublimation.
Yep.
But prior to that, I didn't even tell you, and I was testing it out myself. I didn't want nobody to know anything. You already know I'm not finna lead you down to the oil well and it ain't no fresh water. I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna drink the water first.
Let me know it's not poison first.
No, I'm dead. Of course.
I appreciate that.
Don't drink it. He dead.
Woo! So at any rate,
they love
us. So hopefully we'll get it to work. Let's see. That's not for me. This was a great live. I did have fun. First off, I do definitely need to give a special shout out, if she's still here, to Miss Ethel Smith. I did not realize she did give a donation through PayPal. I always appreciate donations on the channel, and it does go back to the channel. I don't ever, we always fund everything that we do here, and so I definitely appreciate that. And there's a lot of folks that do that instead of donating through the super chat here on YouTube, because PayPal is like in totality, it belongs completely to the channel. So I definitely appreciate that. So thank you very much, Miss Ethel Smith. Miss Beckham says another thing about vinyl is knowing the different kind of vinyl for all these different fabrics. I know, and the colors.
Thank you.
The colors, because a lot of folks don't realize that you can't do everything on every fabric and every color. And one of the biggest questions that I see all the time in the Facebook sublimation channel is, how do I sublimate on dark fabrics? And I'm like, sublimation is not for dark fabrics. You can do it on white glitter. You can do it on Subliflex. You can do it on white, you can do it on the sublimation easy subli, but you got the cut around it. And as I showed with the design on the bag, not every design is cut friendly. It just isn't. You're going to have that white back there. And if you don't want the white back there, then you just, I'm sorry. That's just the only way to have that done. And not everybody is into that. Contessa, the order transfers can be done from Transfers Express. They can be done from FM Expressions. I don't have any affiliation with any of them as of yet. We're going to work towards
once
that.
Again, I said I was only going to say it one time.
I know, right? I know, right?
I had to do that job.
Oh, Miss Ethel Smith is still here. Thank you, Miss Ethel Smith. I really appreciate the donation to the channel. Thank you very much.
How you doing?
So, and Scooby-Doo to my oil and fresh water, my Lord. I know, right?
Start with you.
I know, right? So, hopefully, we will have some type of affiliation with somebody so that we can get you guys some good quality transfers. That's the plan. Even if I am unable to get a transfer machine, I will be ordering transfers really soon because it's just easier. It's easier. I don't have to.
I'm going to do it myself.
I don't have to weed. I don't have to weed.
You don't think I'll be watching them? Okay, so we'll be on here. Do you not think I'll watch them the next day or next week and I see how she do me? I just started keeping the game, so but it's enjoyable.
You weren't supposed to notice that.
No, you know what? I was wondering why everybody say y'all work good together because it's your face and what I be saying.
Okay.
Really, it'll be in my head and I'll be talking to you. Literally, I don't be seeing the people. I talk to you, and so what we doing is I just talk to you, and so. But it's the crap that and then me and you always talking about what we can do and how we make things, da da da.
Yeah.
So it's so easy
true.
for me to talk to you, and then you recognize you on here. I don't. So I talk to you. So I appreciate everybody at the same time. Thank you for all the donations at the same time. The squad is back on. All these people that, I appreciate it.
We working towards that printer, y'all. We working towards that printer. That's what we working towards. So if you can make it here, November the 8th and 9th or
7 and 8.
Let me look this up. If you can make it to the NBM show, please come here in Charlotte.
Hold on.
Here in Charlotte, please come. I'm super excited about it. Let me see, make sure of the dates because I already know. November the 8th and November the 9th. Okay. Please come because I will be there. Well, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
And she ain't drinking oil water.
And I ain't drinking oil water. I'll be there. All right.
And I'm going to be there too.
And I will be fresh there from vacation. I've been in the mountains for a week, so I know I'm going to be glowing and happy and excited to be back in Charlotte. But if you also keep in mind, the Deco Summit is in Miami. I'll be there as well teaching. So I'm excited about coming back with some fresh information for you guys on that. So I'm excited. So
I got one question, and the only reason I'm saying it, do you enjoy being a teacher?
Oh, I love to teach.
Okay.
That's my favorite thing to do. And it's funny because that's something I homeschooled my kids, loved every minute of it. One of the businesses that I wanted to start, and this is going well off the rails, but it's a personal experience. I wanted to start a business teaching older people how to do things on the computer because I love to make things simple for people and to make it easy for them to understand. And I can relate to older people. I love geriatrics. So I wanted to start a business teaching older people how to use the computer. But at some point along the way, I kind of didn't really get into that like I wanted to. And fast forward, got into doing the embroidery. And then once I started doing Sew It Pro and doing embroidery, I had a lot of older people that just couldn't understand certain things. So when I was trying to explain, like the one lady, Miss Barbara, she's super sweet out of Alabama, and I was teaching her Sew It Pro, and she was like, she just couldn't get what I was saying. I was like, no, Miss Barbara, you see this on the screen? Yeah, I see it. I said, well, if you click just beside it, you'll see this icon. I don't see it. And I'm like, but you see the one icon, right? Yeah, I see that. Okay, well, right beside, I don't see it. I was like, okay, there has to be a better way. And then I said, you know what? Let me try and do a YouTube video, because she couldn't get the concept of Skype either. So I was like, let's just do a YouTube video. I'll show you my screen. You can see how to do it and show you step by step. And she ain't contacted me in so long because she knows how to do it. She does everything on there, and she became like an expert at using Sew It Pro because I took the time to do the videos to make it make sense to her. So the whole point in what we're doing here on this channel is to make this part of the garment decor business relatable, help you understand, help you know what's the best move to make, what's the best purchase to look for when it is time to spend your money, what's the best way to spend your money. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help you make the most money with the least amount of investment that you possibly can. But when it comes time for the larger investments, then what you need will be there. So we have some good things coming down the pipes. I mean, Miami was just, it opened the door to a lot of really, really, really fascinating, fantastic, awesome opportunities that I'm super excited to share with you guys. And I just can't say anything right now, and it's killing me dead.
But y'all still got the cruise.
We got the cruise coming up, but I'm just saying. I mean, what we got coming up now,
wait a minute, don't you got something before the cruise?
No, Miami. Well, yeah. Just before the cruise, like the day before. So there's a retreat.
You got the one
there's
before
a retreat,
the cruise?
just the same weekend as the cruise before we get on the boat. It's either gonna be just before we get on the boat or just after we get off the boat. There's a retreat that we'll have down in Florida, Port Canaveral, at a hotel somewhere, and we'll do a retreat with Stephanie and some other stuff, so that we'll have hands-on. You know, you don't have to get on the boat and go do stuff. I'm excited, but this other thing, that other phone call, I'm just like, oh my God, are y'all really serious right now? I'm so excited. So excited. So we got a lot of stuff coming down that I think you guys will absolutely love. So thank you for sticking in with me. I apologize for keeping you guys 30 minutes longer than the 2 hours I already kept y'all hostage. But the t-shirt game is so huge, and there's so many options out there. I really wanted to discuss those options, show you what the options are, let you know what you have available to you and what is out there but may not be super available. Like a direct-to-garment machine, you're looking at $17,000 for one of those. You know, some folk can't. It's just not really in the cards, you know. So I just really wanted to make sure that you guys really understood what was out there, and you can make an informed decision on what route you want to take. So
once again, I thank y'all for letting me barge in, and Ms. Ev let me come through the garage door because she wouldn't have let me in.
I so wouldn't
have said.
I don't like to get when I'm sitting here talking. Look,
I'm just saying, I'm thanking you.
I know, but this is my line of thinking. They took time out of their night to come and sit and talk to me and be face to face. So me getting up and leaving from the camera is rude.
Which it is, and I apologize to everybody, and I appreciate y'all.
Rude.
But I brought cookies.
He brought cookies
from my mama.
From his mommy. And I don't need to eat them. So, yeah,
Mr. Larry eat them. Mr. Larry eat them. Becca eat them. What we doing?
Real quick, Miss Marianne says Pro World Incorporated also does special order transfers. We'll write that down. That's good to know. Scooby-Doo, the only way to have a sublimated design really well on dark is using large format sublimation printer, a cut and sew company, and a large format heat press that make the white shirt any color. That is absolutely correct. That wide format heat press, I looked at the price, I wanted to cry. So yeah, hopefully one day. But Janet McKinney, hey Miss Janet McKinney, another awesome supporter of this channel. Thank you for joining us tonight. Sheila Cushionberry says, I love when y'all two get together. As we text and say, y'all are a hoot. I know, right? I say that a lot. Y'all a hoot.
We comfortable.
I tell people,
at the same time, it's just us enjoying what we do and loving to give the information away.
Mm-hmm.
And because a lot of people haven't given us this information.
Right.
By me and her talking together,
right.
we figured out other things that were inexpensive, but a lot of people don't have the resources or the research that we're privy to, and so because of that, now we say, wait a minute, you didn't need to get that. And he's like, I didn't need to get that. No, watch. It's
we have so many connections. It's crazy. So many connections is crazy. You know, and folks that just are really generous and loving with their time and information. It's been awesome, and it in a way all started with that one right here with me anyway. It's funny. I'll have to tell y'all that story one day.
We're going to keep it simple. At the same time, I'm appreciative of her, and she's appreciative of me, and that's all I'm worried about.
Yeah. Miss Bickham says she's coming to the NBM and having lunch with her peeps.
Yes. Tell her I got your stuff.
Miss Carol Coleman says, are you putting an extension on your house? Well, I know I won't be putting it on the house, but this is a garage, a detached garage. Then this part is the apartment on the garage, and I was going to extend out. But in hindsight, which it kind of sort of led to my injury last week, I think if I just clear out some stuff in the warehouse and move it to my other garage, like I have a few bins of fabric that I just don't really use on a regular basis. If I took that over there, it would make more room out there, and I could move some stuff from in here out there and make more room for the changes that are coming up. So if I can do that, I may do that.
Well,
as far as if I'm building out, I'll let y'all know. But for right now, I put a hold on that because I'm like, I could use that money for some other stuff. I don't know. I haven't really thought too hard about it. I kind of kicked it after I got hurt. I was just like, you know what? Let me back up a little bit. PJ Coppage says, wow, Eve, I homeschool my kids now. Yeah, I absolutely loved homeschooling my kids. Sheila Cushionberry says Eve's going to have to add a second story onto her she shed. Look, I could. Theoretically, I could. But no, I don't think I'll be doing that. Eddie Jr. says, Eve, you definitely have a special skill to teach, motivate, and inspire. Thank you very much. I appreciate hearing that. Sometimes I wonder if I'm just talking just to hear myself talk.
No, you're a good teacher. That's why I asked you the question. You have the patience. You have a patience, and at the same time, not to say that your patience sometimes is... I thought I was patient. You're very patient, and I get to the point where I'd be like, if you don't know, I'm out. I'll see y'all later.
No,
you know me though.
Then too, I've been teaching since I was 12.
But I'm a teacher. You know I teach people.
Right.
But after a while,
I had to learn. I've been teaching since I was 12.
Your patience
strangers. Awesome. So it's like, no, I love what I do. I absolutely love it.
Come on, I love mine.
Thank you, Miss Jenny McKinney. I love my t-shirt too. Bickham says dinner because I'm going to be hitting all the booths on my list. I know that's right. I do plan to go to all of them. So Crafty, you're welcome. A garden from Mom, you're doing a great job. Eve, you provide so much good information. Thank you. There's a lot of really good information out there, and all I'm doing is just bringing it to the light so that folks can see. Eddie Jr. says, good night, Salty Gravy. I love your name. That is that's hilarious. Thank you and good night. Thank you to you as well. Scooby-Doo says it was a pleasure, Justin.
Pleasure is mine. Now, at the same time, the baby's booty made all my patches, my hat, my visor. At the same time, anytime I can represent, I do.
Maria says, thank you so very much, Eve and Justin. Will came in and he says, hey, everyone, just woke up from a migraine. And he said, hey, Justin, I'm sorry you had a migraine, baby. I'm glad you're feeling better. Janet McKinney says, hello, Justin. Scooby-Doo says there are so many people unwilling to help others. That's true. And there are a lot of people who are willing to help, but they can't or refuse to do it without a price tag attached. And I get that. I really do, because there are some times where I'm just like, okay, you know what? I really should be getting paid for me teaching this one particular person right now, because that's just how tragic it is. But for the most part, I
just told you I walk away.
No,
that's just me. No, I'm not.
One of the things I've learned in my life, and that I'm really huge on this. When you open up and give to people, it comes back twice as much and 3-4 times as much. And I believe that with every ounce of everything in my body. So that's why for me to just get, and my husband gets so irritated with me because he's like, you need to, you wasted, you're taking time and nobody's paying.
You talked about that. Me and my daughter,
but it comes back.
You need to pay, and it's like
it comes back. And I'm not doing this for it to come back. I'm doing it because this is what I love to do, and I'm genuine with what I'm doing. But I know it comes back, and then too, ultimately, the reason why I do it is because I need that same help. Just like I told y'all tonight, I made a not a phone call, but an instant message to Clever Dog Designs, and I'm like, dude, are you busy? Because I am at my wit's end with this piece of equipment. And she walked me through step by step, and kind of literally held my hand virtually to make sure that I knew what I was doing and I got the outcome that I needed. It didn't take very long, but it was such a small thing that I am eternally grateful for, because I was so frustrated. I get frustrated too. I need help too. So if I want somebody to be that nice to me, I need to be that nice to other people. Yes. That's just the way life is. And unfortunately, the way our world is now, and I know I'm on a soapbox and I hate doing this, because it can be rude, but the way this world is now, people just have refused to be genuine and to look out for their fellow person. It used to be like that. Everybody looked out for everybody. Now it's every man for himself, and that's so frustrating to me. But I try to make sure that in my little circle of sunshine of the area that I touch around me, that I'm going to be there for people.
And the thing is this, you do it. And
if you can't get it anywhere else, you're going to get it here.
The part of it is the people that are here, they enjoy all the knowledge. They're very happy when you come on, because it's something that even when they ask questions, you give them that knowledge, and at the same time it's nothing behind it. You had no hidden agenda. I told you what to do, and at the same time now they become prosperous, or they feel good the next day because they made it.
And it's enough out here where I can teach Will I can teach, not Will, sorry Will. I said Will because I saw your name. I can teach Justin sublimation, even though he already knew it. But I can teach Justin sublimation, be like, here Justin, here's some customers. I don't have time. It's enough customers for both of us.
Everybody can eat.
Whoever wants to do it, it's enough. So why do I need to keep this so close and not let nobody where I'm getting stuff from? For what?
So once again, I appreciate you more than what you think, and I know you appreciate me more than what I think.
Oh yeah,
but the thing is this, I have to go.
I know, I gotta go too, and I'm sure y'all do, because it's going on 3 hours. So Maria, thank you to you. Will, appreciate you joining us. Congratulations and God bless you in your business. Anita says thank you. Will be at the MBM show.
Yes, me and Will.
Debbie D says hey. Contessa Harris is saying hey. I think you should buy the Thread Factory to keep it from closing. I love the tour you gave. If I could buy that Thread Factory, ma'am, you best believe I would do that. So you guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. I enjoy always having you all out here. I appreciate the well wishes for me getting better. Thank you, Justin, for coming by and showing that, because I can't find mine. I don't know what I did with mine.
Well, see, I got to go to the other company
tomorrow, JBM.
WM Plastics, and then show Miss Peggy that, and at the same time, so they can have. She
need to see that.
Yeah, but that's what she wants. So I'm gonna show her that tomorrow, so we can go ahead and close out.
So thank you all. I appreciate it. I hope you all have a great night. I look forward to seeing you all the next time. Anytime you want to make a donation, you're more than welcome to do so. The PayPal link is below. Also, if you're not a part of the Hoop group, please join up down here, thebabiesbooty.com. Click on join. I'll let you in as soon as I log into the website and get you approved to join in. It's a no drama zone. We share ideas, we share our crafts, we share images, and we're there for each other. So if you have questions, feel free to ask them there in that group as well. I appreciate the time that you take to join us here on the Baby's Booty channel. But tonight I need to get the heck up out of here. So until the next time I see you all, I hope you have
happy embroidery.
Happy whatever it is that you're doing, sublimating, embroidery.
It was just that.
It is, I know, right? So but ultimately, happy embroidery. Thank y'all. Have a good night. Bye.